in my living room to play Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay and hopefully kill some PCs.
No!
Now, so if you are watching this episode live, you will note that we have some sound sync issues. So my voice is probably doing this slightly out of sync with my lips. You're just going to have to live with that this week. We're still trying to figure out exactly what has gone wrong with that. But hopefully you can hear us otherwise. Beyond that, this is the week. We're going down into Brass Keep. Oh, I'm really looking forward to this one because a couple of reasons. I'm going to tell you the real reason I'm looking forward to this one, unlike that I'm going to kill all the PCs reason. That's that I remember a long time ago when we were first deciding what would be inside the Horned Rat, Graham Davis and I having a big long conversation about what should be inside Brass Keep. And it's very different to what's inside the Brass Keep that eventually got published. So I'm going back to my original version. So it's much worse.
Why? Why?
It's much worse.
Question, Andy, why do you hate us?
Oh, you know how it is. So
We should all leave.
if we're all good, there's a couple of things we need to do before we get started with jumping down. Number one. Yes?
That's XP.
Yep. XP. Yeah. Okay, so XP for our marvelous game of Dark Deeds, which of course you should go and purchase right now. I can't express how much of a difference it will make to my life. If you go buy yourself a copy of Dark Deeds this very moment, you're sitting there on your end of the computer listening to us or your phone or whatever, flip over, go to Modifius's website, buy 6 copies. It's the perfect gift. Say it with Dark Deeds. So that's one. Further, over on Patreon, you can now gift a subscription to the LAWhammer Patreon. Just literally got added just before Christmas. I have no idea how that works. It literally is pinged up today, so it's a thing. If you'd like to go and gift LAWhammer to, I don't know, your grandmother, feel free to do so. I'm sure she will absolutely appreciate it in a way that I simply can't understand. So that's that.
Send her nudes.
Wow.
That's the drama.
It's happened already.
You'll send this unless she sends up.
No, just the grand. Just the grand.
To be fair, regardless, she's getting nudes.
So XP for our Dark Deeds and everything that occurred at the camp. Okay, so given everything that happened, you've got yourself 95 XP each, which you can now spend in your card sheet should you wish to do so.
How much does a fate point cost?
Ed, and someone got their short-term ambition.
Did anybody get their short-term ambition?
Win Dark Deeds.
How did you do? Did you win?
I won Dark Deeds.
50 XP.
Thank you.
Ding, 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 ding.
I actually did a bell ring because that's fun. Okay, on that, do we have some alternative short-term ambitions?
I'm changing mine to recover the rune fang. Recover
Rune Fang.
rune fang. Not specifying necessarily peak leveler. Just
Rude!
I am specifying peak leveler.
Yep, good one.
You never know. There might be another one in there.
Yeah, and to
Or
be
you might
fair,
lose
the more rune
yours.
fangs, the better.
Yeah.
If you just throw yours away for a bit, and just be like, I'll come back and get it later.
Done. Marvellous. Okay, so Rune Fang. Anyone else doing the same? Changing? Is that the group part? Is that the party one or is that going to be...
Party to still locate Dagmar.
Dagmar.
Again.
Again. Yep. Sounds good.
I'm going to try and recover the Rat Slayer's helm.
Rat Slayer's helm from good old Manfred Rat Slayer, not Slat Slayer.
Mine's affect the balance of another spirit.
Oh, respect the balance of spirit. Like it. Also, just it's nice to have Andy and good old Sage back. Our table was much more chaotic without you.
I haven't watched last week's stream, but judging by the comments in the Discord, oh my god, you guys, what?
We're so good at roleplaying.
We're
Great at being
really good at being bad.
That is not the tone
We
of a
actually
chat.
are very good at being bad.
We are.
It was surprisingly effective teamwork.
It was
Hey,
amazing.
But you
teamwork.
could have been anything that you wanted to.
Because you succeeded so well, the 4 that succeeded well have a 1 use set roll for this session only. Okay, if they failed, you 2 would have had it.
No, if we marginally succeeded.
Oh,
then
yeah.
we would have had it.
Yeah.
If we
If
failed,
you failed, you would have.
I would have had it.
Yeah, so
So on the one hand, I'm glad you failed. Just I wish you succeeded. I just wish you succeeded slightly less well.
yeah, exactly. And then
to benefit you.
We actually figured it out.
To be fair, actually, we would have had a perfect augury then, but
oh shit, yeah. We should have done bars.
We've been helpful.
I will admit that I was thinking that when I said it. I was like,
Yeah, but how do you half-arse winning?
Yeah,
Like, you have to
exactly.
go on.
You gotta.
We did go on.
And better to go too hard than not hard enough. So better to
Because
go hard.
you would have
And
thought
we
that,
are
That's my
talking about
motto in
roleplay,
everything.
yes?
Yeah.
Just be super hard all
I
the
know.
time. It's tiring.
have any blue filters.
It's going to be one of those sessions.
Rubber
Um,
buttons.
so, have we also organised our short-term ambitions?
Yes.
Yeah.
What have we all got, just so I know?
Recover peak leveler.
Peak leveler,
Recover
Rune
our
flying.
rune fan.
Helm.
helm,
Health.
elf health.
Yeah.
Elf.
Health.
Yep, sounds good.
Health.
And you were on
Spirit.
Spirit, and
I still want to dismember Dagmar when I find him.
yeah, cool. I'm well up for that.
And the best thing is that might not even kill him. So we can still question him afterwards.
Dismember him again.
Yeah.
Right, so beyond that, this is one of those episodes where I really don't know where it's going to land. This is, as much as we know where we're going, this is a somewhat febrile location, which could go in a variety of different, relatively chaotic directions. And I just don't know how this episode's going to end, or indeed even go. I'm really looking forward to it because of that. Because, wow, there's definitely some things potentially on the horizon. But you, 1, 2, 3, 4, do have 4 fixed rolls, or 1 fixed roll each. Just to make sure that we understand what that means, it means you can just say, I want that number. So I want to say, for example, an 88. I strongly recommend that. An 88 to crit a roll for those who've got skills above 88. That'd be a perfect critical. It definitely wouldn't have any ramifications.
That would be funny though, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Fucking
Oh,
definitely going to channel and roll an 88.
It is worth noting that 88 is the best critical that you can pretty much secure. Because it's a +8 successes critical.
And a 99 is an automatic fail.
And 99 is a fail, indeed.
Sorry,
So 88 is not a bad choice. Just saying.
in any other context.
Just saying. But before we go, there's a few other things to say. Number 1, we have an episode of Inside the Rookery coming up on Saturday. It's always Saturday. That's tomorrow. If you're watching this on the Monday or later, it's over on Rookery Publications' YouTube account right now. And it's going to be a spiffy episode. I shall pass over to the always beautiful Mr. Leask.
Why, thank you. Yeah, we're welcoming back our feathered friend. This is, I think, the 3rd time. This is renowned and award-winning science fiction author Adrian Tchaikovsky is coming on to talk to us. This time, he has got a book coming out on the 5th of December, which is, I think, the 3rd book he's released this year because the man is a machine. I don't know how he does it. And this is the 3rd in his Tyrant. This is the 3rd in his Tyrant Philosopher series. It's called Days of Shattered Faith. So our topic is going to be shattering faiths. How do we do fantasy gods and their followers, and how do we build that? And obviously, Adrian will tell us about his work, but we might also talk about what we've got planned for the Coiled Crown and what's going on with the faiths and religions and stuff like that there. So.
World building extravaganza on the religion side.
And Adrian is always fascinating. He's a very interesting. If you haven't watched our previous streams, go back and watch him. He's very clever. He's got a lot of interesting things to say. I think it'll be great.
Yep, agreed. Erudite individual. He is great. So that's tomorrow, if you are watching live. That was last Saturday, or several Saturdays ago, if you were watching this at some other time. Okay, so that's Inside the Rookery. There's another thing that we need to bring up, because I forgot to bring this up last week, and our Corner Goblin was very disappointed with me, and she was right to be so. And that's our art competition. Now, we had an art competition declared, then I died. And we skipped a bunch of episodes. We were off for a few weeks, so we weren't discussing the competition and telling you all what was happening with it. So we decided to push back the, let's say, completion date. Pardon?
The hand-in.
Yes, the hand-in
The
date.
deadline.
We're pushing back the deadline to the 6th of December. Okay, and it's a particularly important one on these towers because it's pretty much my birthday. Oh yeah. That being the case, please do a piece of art and send it in for my birthday. Now, if you haven't checked our art competition, I'll put up links for it afterwards. And I'll also put links down into the comments if you're watching this later on YouTube. It's not just we want a perfect piece of fantasy art. No, it could be just some stick men doing a fun cartoon that's super Warhammery and cool. It could be a miniature that you painted, because art comes in many different forms. So take a look at the art competition website when you go click through. If you haven't found it, go over to our Patreon website. It's up there just now, and you'll find it a few posts down. Just type in art competition into the search bar and it will be there. So the deadline for that's over onto the 6th. And if you are working on something that's particularly spiffy, do post it up onto various social media stuff. Link us to it. We are now over on everyone's favourite butterfly app.
Truth Social.
Yeah, no. Blue Sky.
Butterflies go
So you can find us over there now as well if you want to tag us there. And we're also on Threads and Insta and Facebook, although I'm currently blocked and banned out of there because they want to see my passport.
Because you're
and
a
I
menace.
refuse to give it to Meta. They want to see my passport. They don't believe I'm me.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, I know. They
Nuts.
requested my passport.
I may have made a bunch of Andy.
I'm in a general argument with them.
Okay.
Nah, not doing it. General argument.
Send
Alrighty.
them a link to our stream and be like, obviously, it's me.
Yeah,
Here's
I'll do it.
Zuckerberg. Get fucked.
So, our episode today. Our glorious heroes, as I recall, were about to march on Brass Keep into what is, to use a somewhat colloquial term, a storm of magic.
It'll be fine.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. For me. Alrighty, so unless anyone has anything else they wish to bring up, I think it is time for us to dive into the episode. Has anyone else got anything before we go?
No? Anybody want to just talk for a while so we can all sort out our XP spending?
No, we are done yet.
You're done, are you?
Yeah, because we were all on time.
Being here on time is being here at 7 o'clock, ready for the show.
That's not what we agreed.
Someone
But you're
came
not
ra-
ready. You've not spent your XP.
I've only just got it!
Someone came round and said, places please, and you weren't here to say thank you, places.
Just put it, all of it in bladder.
Roll the start of the show.
So, with that, I believe we are at, and it's a fairly momentous number, we're at episode 50.
Gosh.
Episode 50.
I know.
Brass Keep. It had been a cold day in the Collegium Theologica. It was 6th bell. The High Temple of Sigmar had just rung out. As a distinguished, big, moustached gentleman walks into a lecture hall. But it's a very tight lecture hall. A small circle in the centre of raised pews on either side where standing students can look down to the small table in the centre. The table takes up the entirety of the circle in the middle. And behind it, the mustachioed individual steps, looks up. All right, everyone, settle down, he says. Around him, the hall could easily take a good 200, but there's only about 30. It's a very restricted number. A restricted number for a reason. There's not a person in here who is not noble. They are all, broadly speaking, youths, ranging from the age of about 18 all the way up to about 25. A couple of them are a bit older and look a little bit uncomfortable sitting on the edges. They are most certainly of the mature student variety. He puts up his hands and tries to get everyone to quieten down. Right, so I received, of all things, he says, a request just yesterday concerning my lecture about Brass Keep. He says, and it came directly from the palace, but he's seal on it as well, as he looks over in the direction at a very tall individual who's lounging back, leaning against the pew behind him. But he's so large that there is nobody standing in that tier. A full almost 7 feet in height. And he has a vaguely smug look on his face. Apparently there's some questions that some of you have, so not wanting to upset our Grand Graf, I've decided to answer, but I'm only going to answer a few. That being the case, he says, and he looks down at his notes. Oh, here we go. Apparently, Werner de Goeth has got a question. Well, what is it, Werner?
It's Goethe, actually. Why is it called Brass Keep? Is it made out of brass? I think it's a very good question. Very valid.
He screws up his face. Right, so I'll take this seriously. We don't know. We don't know why it's called Brass Keep. It definitely isn't made of brass. I was there just 5 years ago, and it's stone. Absolutely stone, end to end. But we have our belief that it takes its name from the old Casalid word, braz. Comes the same way we get our word brazen. Brazen, as
Brass.
in... None of your lip, please. Brazen, he says. So we believe that possibly the fortification was used millennia ago by dwarfs. It's right up in the mountains, and we believe it was used for creating alloys. Because their word braz does not mean brass. It means bronze, brass, and any other alloy. And they amend different ends, word endings, to mark out what type of alloy, what type of metals have been used within. So they're Braz Ink, Brazak, or whatever it might be. Brass Keep, we believe, is probably named after that. But we don't think they built what is currently there, because it's quite different. So probably because of the dwarves. Looks down. Jana Loda? Jana.
Yes.
Tall individual this time. Werner, a short man, literally was looking out over the top of his one. Jana, by comparison, is willowy, with long dark hair, young.
Did Sigma really defeat Morath there?
Oh, right. So, controversy. Brilliant. That's what we're looking for. The Cult of Sigmar claims that they defeated a very powerful necromancer. Well, Sigmar himself defeated a very powerful necromancer inside the walls of Castle Brass. Now, Brass Keep, in this particular instance, was already ruined. This was 2,500 years ago. Already a ruin. A very powerful necromancer was laid low. It was, as far as the Cult of Sigmar is concerned, a moment of pure triumph, where they finally defeated an ancient enemy of Middenheim. And Altdorf has been lauding that particular fact over the city of Middenheim ever since. Indeed, according to that tale, and the many tales around it, they created the White Wolves. Yes, quite. They believe they created the White Wolves of Ulrich, and that Sigmar made them, not Ulrich. So make of that what you will. However, the cult of Ulrich is of the persuasion that they helped Sigmar and were probably responsible for the actual killing of this necromancer. What is certain is that they rode under the banner of a dragon and succeeded at killing something that was awful. If we go to the Dwarfen records, they claim that a necromancer was killed there. So most likely, yes, is the answer. I'm not going any further on that. Rykart Mackinson, I know you're here somewhere. Where are you hiding?
Yeah.
As he moves out from the shadow of the very tall individual with a smile on his face.
Yes. Is that why Ostland wanted so much?
Actually, spot on, Rykart. You can have one merit. He says that was a very astute observation. The cult of Ulrich has long claimed this particular place because the cult of Sigmar claims that a great miracle occurred there when Sigmar, using his mighty Warhammer, destroyed the evil that had taken up residence in the location. So it is an important site for the cult of Sigmar. So, of course, the Ulrichans decide they want it. To take this matter even further, down in Talabheim, they, because they have a border with Hochland right up onto it, also want it because they want to stymie the Sigmarites. Ostland, which also has a border, has a significant amount of money thrown at it from Altdorf, and indeed the cult of Sigmar, year in, year out, to bolster their attempts to claim the place themselves. So they want to claim it, the cult of Sigmar in this particular instance, because they believe a great miracle occurred here. This was one of the greatest moments in Sigmar's history, when he destroyed the enormous cult, the faction, the whatever you might wish to call it, of Morad. Right. And flips straight over to next in. Your Royal Highness, Heinrich.
Why haven't just bloody taken it? It's closest to us.
Well, that's a very interesting question, and one that I think is worth briefly discussing. Magnus the Pious, after the Great War against Chaos, one of his first military maneuvers after becoming emperor was taking Brass Keep, because it had fallen into the hands of the enemy from the north. It was a 5-year campaign, and it was a 5-year campaign because of the squabbles that had risen from the Ottoman Talabeclanders, who believed that they should still be free of imperial rule but no longer were, and were chafing, particularly the Wolf Emperors, which you will, of course, be very aware of, who were similarly upset to be underneath the banner of the empire rather than their own, and then the Ostlanders, all of whom were together besieging the place. He eventually, to resolve this particular issue, declared all of the land around it to not be a part of any of the provinces. It was a freehold within the empire. And through doing so, managed to get all of them to agree to work together. It was a political solution, and that political solution stands to this day. So when they finished that siege and they destroyed those who had holed themselves up there was nowhere for them to go. They then declared that no one should ever go there again and withdrew. Unfortunately, over the course of the years that came afterwards, the place carried a certain amount of taint from when it was taken by the forces from the north. So because of this, that force that was around turned into a defensive force against something that may lie within. Hopefully that answers you. Maria Louise.
Yes, are the rumours of it containing horrors true at all?
As in the horrors now? Oh, right. So there are, obviously, if you've heard anything about Brass Keep, rumours that there are true horrors lying within that place to this day. I personally am not so sure. I've been up there. I was up there, as I said, and I surveyed the outside, and it is an ill-favoured location. Of that, there is no doubt. It makes one feel uncomfortable to draw close to it. But I'm not so sure the rumours are strictly speaking true. I think the rumours are probably spread by Ulricans and Talites who are very keen to keep the Cult of Sigmar out. It's also worth noting the Cult of Sigmar has sanctified the place about 50 times. And it has fallen or been taken. It has been fortified by Midlanders, it's been fortified by Ostlanders, been fortified by Hawklanders at different times. And it has almost always fallen to some other corrupting force. So Magnus decided that no one else would ever take it again, because then there wouldn't be that period of fall. And they would just leave it, and they would monitor it from the outside. Approximately once every 5 years, the Cult of Sigmar go in and attempt to re-sanctify it, and are generally uncomfortable in that they don't believe they have fully succeeded. But do I believe this horror is there today? Other than the nature of the building itself being old, I doubt it. I find it very unlikely. Hopefully that answers your question. And finally, Tanavan. And a blonde elf lounges in the corner, looking down.
Is it true that the Witch of the Woods once lived there?
Oh, well, I suppose I understand your interest, my lady. Right, so this is a very old story. A very old story that claimed that the elves were the original builders of this particular keep. Many elves have gone to it and they have studied it and they've said the stone is not correctly cut. It is not elven in origin. However, some other elves have arrived and claimed quite the opposite, that it shows original elven architecture, which has then been built upon by future generations and changed into something that it wasn't. In particular, this rumour says that the very centre of the, let's call it the keep, the very centre is where the original elven root was. Now, the reason that we bring up, and it's very interesting to bring up the witch, because there is all sorts of rumours of the witch. If you don't know about the Witch of the Wood, she is known for her extreme bloodlust and the terror that she causes in the Laurel Forest, where her murder of crows will come down and eat anything that crosses her. Interestingly, the tale of Sigmar, when he arrived at the great crater in the centre of which is Brass Keep, it is said that the mountains on all sides were completely covered with crows, watching on to see what he would do. Now, the Sigmarites pitched that as Maw was watching on, preparing for the death that was to come and seeing the revenge that would be taken upon those who had taken the path of undeath. But Interesting you should bring that up, because there is a link there, and one that I'd never made before. Maybe perhaps there's something in that. Anyways, pulls her scarves in tight around her as she makes her way carefully forward on the edge of the party, our glorious heroes. As they make their way forwards towards what is in the distance just a very distant silhouette of a potential tower through the mist. And running through her mind is that event. She doesn't think of Tanavan very often because she's not Tanavan. She's Alamenawith.
Really? Now?
Because she's Alamenawith. But sometimes she has to think like her other selves. That takes some concentration. But she was convinced there might have been something useful in there. She thinks and comes to the conclusion that possibly no. Nothing particularly useful, other than the place was once lined with crows, and it's a site that's considered to be very important to some Sigmarites, because Sigmar enacted a great deed here. Her thoughts could, however, be no more deeply contrasted than what's going through Leopold's head, and it's not his thoughts.
Oh, no.
Quite.
It's an Arab.
Bummer. Hey,
Can I ask a technical
yes.
question? Would, as a site that some Sigmarites believe is sacred to Sigmar, would there be a capitular assigned to it?
If it had its own chapter to protect it, there would be,
Right.
but it doesn't.
But it needs the chapter.
Yeah,
so
it
it's
needs
not
to have
just
a
a
chapter.
site. It's the
Indeed.
chapter at the site.
And the Cult of Sigmar has attempted to take it multiple times, and he's been mulling on what little he knows about Brass Keep. A great necromancer was killed here, and it's generally, as far as the Cult of Sigmar is concerned, considered to be a site of great evil that Sigmar fixed. Yeah, so that's fixed, huh? Yeah, and
It's all relative, isn't it?
as his mind is running through, is that fixed? At the back of his head, in Old Worlder, that voice again. No, it's the site where Sigmar failed man, and damned them. And it falls silent.
In his head. Elaborate.
Yes. Unfortunately, no elaboration follows.
That's unhelpfully ominous.
It's an interesting party that's making its way over to Brass Keep. We have, of course, Gerhard. Sitting behind him and walking at his side is, well done. And walking at his side is Lucas, who looks, I think it's fair to say, as close to terrified as a man could get. Mm-hmm. This is not his natural place. Not far away from the father of Sigmar is his initiate, who is bundled down, looking mousy, I think it would be fair to say, occasionally fumbling back towards parchments as if somehow that will teleport her to a library.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
That's not the case. It doesn't work. As she goes back down and looks up at the father's shoulders, he's so tall, as he looks up, and across his shoulders is the deep, ruddy form of, let's call it a salamander. the fire drake, right? The basilisk. It sits around him. It's one eye open, looking around, but it feels content. One eye's open, the other's shut.
What?
It's not that bad. But it feels deeply content to him. It's almost the equivalent for it as a purring cat. It's happy. It's in a good place. The same can clearly not be said for the man who's at the very front. Elric, in his full magisterial uniform, his staff out, the flame on it, guttering wildly from side to side, and occasionally roaring when it's blown down too much. There is very little in the way of wind here. There's just a slight swirl and eddy in the mist and nothing more. But his staff says something quite different. His hair keeps on getting plucked and pulled by it. Sometimes just sitting loose and then suddenly caught by a breeze. He has to push it away from his face. It goes in a different direction to push away from his face. Something is clearly going on with the poor wizard. Not too far away from him, to the side, looking at all sides, is the very tall figure of the valet. The 19-year-old kid, who's somewhat made of muscle, and looking almost as terrified as Lucas, but in a very different way. It's a terror born of an understanding of what's to come, and that he's going to have to confront it. And he will. Where Lucas is just terrified of what's going to come, and has no real plan for how to deal with these things. It's just what's there. Behind them comes Knight Panther. In full armour, not fully coated in the lovely lacquers.
I'm okay with that.
And glinting in the night light and the reflections of the fires that are guttering up ahead. Her squire sitting behind her, ready, hand on, hilt, convinced that at any moment, everything bad is about to leap. And then finally, Yumi, sitting near the middle of them all, as she is wont to do, with a look of grim determination. So, as our party of glorious heroes steps forward and makes its first intrepid steps towards Brass Keep, do we have any plans? Is there anything that I need to know?
Follow now, Rick.
Yeah. I want to clarify the blessing of fortune I did last time.
God.
That's that's gone, right?
gone.
Well,
Just to check my understanding of something you said last proper session,
Mhm.
that Birdie thinks the safety within Brass Keep.
She does indeed feel that the keep is far more safe than where she has just come from.
And I'd like to clarify that Elemenowith is in Shadow's coil stance.
Shadow's coil stance, which means that she's moving very light-footed right up onto her tiptoes and occasionally swifting herself from side to side with a shift and a duck, almost as if she's avoiding the same winds that are somehow plaguing Elric.
Or she's worried about sandworms.
Different IP.
A bit too much rhythm to walk without rhythm in this particular case because, elves, they do everything right. If you walk with rhythm, you hopefully won't attract the worm. Our big fellow will sit pretty much to your right, defending you from that side should anything come, and will follow your lead wherever you may go, Captain.
Okay. We need to go in. We need to go in fast. We need to go in quiet. And we get out as quick as we can. We have a day. A night, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we have this night. We are not getting caught inside this keep. We will die.
And our priority is the sword and the helm.
Retrieve
Yes.
the artifacts. Yeah.
Yes.
Just clarification, should one become more available than the other, what has priority?
The sword.
The sword.
Sword, lovely.
So, this is the point. Do we tell Sakinsky that you're after
Well,
the rune?
so last week, maybe you mistakenly did it, but he already knows. He mentioned it.
He did.
So I'm guessing
I'm just saying, if
we've
anyone
either
noticed.
fucked up or
No.
he just knew.
It's because you're so close-lipped.
Yeah.
We also need to think about who's going in. Lucas.
Lucas turns around and says, yes?
In battle, you're no good.
I'll...
In fact, you're a liability in battle. So I think you go back.
We're past that point,
No,
Elrin.
no. We cannot bring extra people that we have to take care of. We have to all be self-sufficient.
We already had this conversation back at the camp and we agreed they should come with us.
I'm changing it.
Sakinsky nods. If that's what you think. Sorry.
I also think... I can't remember your scholar's name.
Emmanuel.
I don't think... And I'll trust your judgment, Father, but is she useful in here?
Bear in mind, we're going into a potentially labyrinthine place that we'll need to find our way out again. Yes.
So is that her skill to basically draw the map in that moment rather than just navigate through? I've forgotten everyone's name. I'm ahead this week. Sakinski, who's been in the keep.
He's
been around. Yeah.
No, I mean I wouldn't be able to tell you one way or the other. I mean, I've seen it. I know. I've been up to the place when I was younger. It wasn't as misty as this, though.
If you think that she needs to stay, she can stay.
We can't spare anyone
No.
to take Lucas back.
It just goes back.
No.
This is, if I'm the captain and you're following me, this is the decision.
Sakinski just nods and says, "Aye."
Squire takes care of himself.
Wouldn't it be helpful to have Lucas to send back when shit goes wrong?
That was the plan.
Or, because that was the plan.
When shit goes wrong, we're dead.
I guess, but regardless of whether we survive, the thing we're here to retrieve, somebody needs to tell people.
I believe that your point is almost entirely complete. We already agreed he would come in case he is the only one who can wield the rune fan. He has the blood. That is his task.
I can't. If we're a unit, you don't bring someone who's not useful.
That's
to
bullshit.
you.
I can wield it. I told you already. I've taken the blade out myself. He says,
Lucas, what do you want to do?
Eh?
What would you like to do?
Are you asking Lucas?
Yeah.
Lucas says, well, obviously I expected to go. I did. I mean, what would as he looks back towards the flickering flame, who knows what's going on back there? As Sakinski says, aye, right, well, just go straight back to the capital. You're a canny lad. Tell him that we've gone in and we might never come out. Then the word at least is out, eh?
And also, there are the matter of the various letters that I have you keeping hold of as well.
Yeah, well, yes, that's a fair point, sir. It would be difficult to deliver them should I be dead.
Exactly.
That reminds me, and Yuma will pass one to Lucas as well. Would you mind if you're doing?
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Lucas.
It's away.
Straight back to the capital.
And then I'll make my way over towards the Middenheim camp. It's only about a couple of hours in that direction, I think. Frowns. At least it's going to be right. I'm not entirely comfortable going by myself there.
If I could spare someone, Lucas, I would, but there's no one.
Right.
Please don't get kidnapped.
I'm not spending
You may-
another paper on you.
Yuma will give Lucas her last firework.
What is this?
Do you have matches?
No.
Do you?
Oh.
would you
Flint and tinder?
Not the matches.
if you're in dire need of us, you could light that. We'll see that through the fog
Right.
or hear
Marvelous.
it. It's a firework.
Does one hold it?
No, chuck it.
Throw it.
Light it
Yeah.
and then chuck it.
Yeah.
Right.
Not if one wants to keep one's hand.
Oh no, I'm rather fond of them.
Alternatively, you could chuck it at the thing you're worried about, I guess.
I'll take that. Look after yourself, sir.
You too.
Comes over, gives you a hug.
Oh.
He says,
Your heart stiffens up immediately.
Yeah, he does.
And then
This is the last
Brasky,
time.
2512, whoop whoop!
this is the last time I'm going to see my surrogate father. And you're making erection jokes.
Never a better time.
Is that the right word? No, it's probably
No,
not.
I think it's right. I just think
Yeah.
he's not that much older than you, is he?
No, I know, but
no,
you know.
he's almost twice his age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He's
pretty
50
much.
something.
Yeah, more than twice his age, in fact.
You know,
Yeah,
and then just a
He's
little.
done well for himself.
yeah.
a little
He
come
goes,
around.
look after yourself, sir.
Yeah, you too, Lucas.
Says,
If things really go badly, try and My father will still pay you, I think. So if you really need.
Oh no, I have no concerns there.
Okay, good.
Lucas,
Try and find Flaster if you can.
hug, whisper. Find the princess when you get there. She will look after you. Pride kills. Politeness kills. Make your way back as the man you are.
Right.
I believe in you.
Of course.
Do you think it was strange that she sort of hugged you while I'm still hugging you?
No, she just like went round you both. Just went round you both.
Well, goodbye then.
Gods be with you, Lucas.
And with you. And with you. And he picks his way into the mist across the zombie stones.
Okay, tactics.
See how this is going to go down.
God.
I was just imagining like Wilhelm scream.
Unfortunately, Elric's put him aside already. He's away. Tactics. We are going in, as I said, quiet and fast. We move quickly. If we strike an enemy down, we just move on. There's no time. If there's a lot of them, we go past them whenever we can.
Do you want me to scout?
Yes, please. We need to know what's up ahead. We have no clue. Luckily, this fog will obscure a lot of us, but we need to go as quietly as we can. As he's saying this slightly louder than normal. Because
Do you think it's safe to
He's
cast
being
magic?
quite loud. It is worth noting.
absolutely not.
Right. No magic.
It's a last resort, I think.
Right.
It is something that may be out of our control. It may be very, very effective, but also I think if I were to channel actually, I'd probably just burn and die.
Right.
I'm willing to do it for the right moment, but try and avoid it.
I am counting
Yeah.
knots in string.
Yeah.
And he also glanced at, you've still got the dirk, right? Yeah, the kosh or whatever we call it.
Oh yeah.
Dirk's a dagger, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got very worried.
Through the throat. That'll sort it out.
Good order, deflecting.
Gosh.
Is everyone agreed?
If I disappear, it's probably that it's not because I got kidnapped. So, like, just keep going.
No, you can't do that. You can't. Because we might have to stop to find you. What have you been captured?
Yeah, there's no way for us to tell.
Well, but
This is too dangerous. You don't just go walking off.
it's not walking off, though. I can reappear when I need to.
I mean, can you? How do we know?
Who's this?
Shakinski.
Seconds.
We had a grey that went with us once. He did that. He died. He got strung up by greenskins.
Yes, and it's
By his own liver.
I'll probably
wrapped
die
around
if
with
I
his
don't
guts.
disappear.
Just stay next to Aluminowite.
If we don't know where you are, how can we look after you? You should go off with him.
Don't. It's. She knows what she's doing.
She's not a child. She looks like one, but she's not.
She's blessed
Aye.
by the gods.
The Grey Wizard was 50 years old. He wasn't a child either, and he's dead.
But he wasn't blessed by the gods.
Right.
Anything else?
No, we just need to get inside.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want something to hold back your hair?
No. He'll just go, I can't even put my staff out. It's only the staff.
Yeah,
that's it,
you've
right?
tried. Yeah, it's only the staff, and you've
Yeah.
tried to put it out,
Raging
and it just
Star.
lights right back up again.
Mhm.
You can feel the actually thrumming down the length of the staff.
I will
Hair
scout.
ties aren't magical. But okay.
I will scout.
You don't
I'll-
understand what's happening around me. Yous are all maybe Aluminowite, but you're exempt. I'm in a storm right now. I can feel as if I'm being buffeted. Hair ties will not do anything.
I'll
Plus there's the
start
aesthetic.
Scout ahead while they're still
Right.
talking to see what.
Right, you skip ahead.
Can I start loading
Stealth rural?
Freak out.
Andrew? Stealth rural?
Yes, it's rules.
Silent step rural?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Sorry, I'd like to just take the time to load up a gun because I'm not very good in. Oh, come on now!
Oh, you're
an
loading up your
environment-
gun?
I'm doing this action, right? That doesn't.
Could have
It's
stuck
enough.
it in there.
I mean, that's not how one loads a gun. For sure.
It's a cockage, which doesn't really help the rest of the thing, does it? Really?
Ah,
Look at the carry on up brass key.
I don't know if I need to roll to do it or if,
No,
if
no,
you're
no,
happy just because there's time.
Yeah, no, he'll
you've
roll
got
that.
time.
Okay.
And you've got the skill, black powder, yes?
Yeah.
So you've got the skill. Assuming that you have the skill.
I do.
Yes, then yes, you can reload over time.
Okay.
You've still got mine as well.
I'll reload them both.
Okay.
2 go.
The air is moist, and occasionally through the mist, you can hear. It's difficult to tell. Is it the camp behind you, and the call of people and the shouting that's echoing strangely through the mist, or is it something ahead? Alamanawise, perception test, skips forward and goes into the.
Oh no, it's not a crit. Read it wrong. 32. 3 successes, 4 if it's psychic.
In this case, it is not. And you're the first to hear the untoward sounds. Not the ones that could be something else, the sounds that are something else. Sighing. Coming from ahead. Alamanawise arcs back about once every couple of minutes to make sure she can be found, then skips off into the distance again. But there's definitely something ahead.
Right.
And it is making noises.
I shall report in.
Come back.
There's something ahead. It's making unusual sighing noises.
Have you seen it?
Not yet. I can only hear it. It sounds high-pitched and sort of creepy.
Are we hearing it?
Nope, not yet.
Is it moving or is
You're
it
not hearing it
stationary?
either.
I think it's stationary.
You're not sure
I'm
you
not
can
sure.
hear it.
I'm not sure.
Right.
Can you try an approach?
Just
Yep.
skipping forward.
I shall.
It's almost 10 minutes before you get close by to the source and then see it peeling out from the mist. It's bones. The wind passing through the hollows of them. An entire bridge of them.
Oh no.
Mm.
Could be worse, I guess.
It goes across a chasm. A deep chasm that goes down into the darkness. There's no obvious rope. You're not entirely convinced that this bridge has any normal way of standing. It's not like they bound it up with handy bits of rope with a lashing here and a coil there. No, it just seems to be bone. Sighing bone.
Right. I'll return.
It is a bridge of bone. The sighs are made as the wind travels through it. It does not appear to be held up by physical means, perhaps mystical.
Is it our only way to cross?
It looks it.
At least it's not a creature.
It's sort of like a large bone whistle.
Multiple bone
Multiple
whistles.
bone whistles, yes.
Okay, that's sort of all right, I suppose. Except the whole self.
We could call it the Ossian Bridge of Sighs, she'll say to Emmanuel, for the map.
Very good.
Do we think the sounds would change with us crossing it? Would that give it away?
If it functions like a whistle, probably not. But then again, it is a freestanding bridge made of bones. So
Anyone with acute sense hearing can do a perception test.
Yeah, like 6, 7 successes.
Just
I
got acute
don't
sense.
have it.
You're
Yeah.
now.
It's at least 6. I'm checking how
6
many
successes.
pluses I get.
It's good. You'll both hear this. In the distance, you hear a, "Oh, bugger! Bugger! I think I've twisted my ankle."
Oh, Lucas.
Oh, shit. As he
Has
then...
he got what?
Is
Because
he
we've been
following
walking
us?
for quite a while.
Yes, you have a good 15, 20 minutes,
I'm
and you
going
can
back.
hear him in the distance. But
Oh.
it's coming over the mist.
just an interesting.
He's resilient.
Yep, you heard that.
XP.
We push on.
Like,
The rest didn't
look
hear it, did
yeah.
we?
No.
I'm gonna
But we're
look
gonna-
out of it.
Just a quirk of the mist, hopefully.
We push on. We go.
I'll just check we're not being followed.
Do yourself...
And I'd prefer you to be scouting in front. Not behind.
But we should check we're not being followed over, no?
We heard something. We might be being followed. It's worth checking.
Okay, then we wait here for now.
Yep.
We don't
Sure.
move blind.
Perception test, please. As you make your way forward to the bridge.
Well, as we wait, I've actually got a suggestion.
Hmm?
So, just thinking about the problem of you sometimes disappearing and us not knowing, and obviously you can't talk to us or get our attention because that
We'll break it.
invalidates the blessing. But could we have some kind of agreed signal in terms of something that you slip into somebody's pocket, like
When I'm away.
yeah. But then, so that if we're like, oh, where is she? We check our pockets and go, oh, I've got a little bit of red twine, whatever we agree. That means you don't know. It doesn't guarantee that you haven't subsequently something terrible hasn't happened, but at least we know you initially disappeared intentionally.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Good idea. I'm not there.
You're not there. As Alan
I
Menowith
have a feeling Alan Menowith would approve.
around and sees no
So just
sign
a
of
quirk
anyone
of
at
that,
all.
yeah.
But there is a chance that something occurs. Roll a D100. Tell me what you roll.
25.
It seems fine. As you make your way around in a broad circle over in the direction you believe he might be in, nothing. The mist parts for a moment. You look back and the tower is off in the distance. It's going to take some time to get off over there. It's difficult to tell how tall it is because it's high is low. What is certain is that it's in a depression surrounded by the mountains on all sides. So you're making your way across said depression. And there's the bridge before you. It is exactly as described. It's an Ossian bridge of size, where the wind is passing through many of those. And occasionally it makes a fluty, high-pitched note. Other points, it sounds very much like a sigh. And yes, the bones have no obvious way that they have been connected. They bridge over an area that just collapses down into nothingness. It's a chasm, no obvious bottom. Fortunately, you can't see it.
Are you back?
You can hear it though.
That makes me like it even less. You're going to ask me to cross a bridge across a chasm that I can't even see? No, thank you.
Should we rope?
Yeah, probably. Also, now that Menowith is back, I have this piece of chalk. I'm assuming none of you have chalk with you, so if you find it in your pocket, I'm gone.
I have
Because they're
chalk.
full of chalk.
What colour is your chalk?
Just don't put it in his pocket.
Okay,
Yeah, just,
sure.
I do.
Emmanuel probably also has chalk, but
Sure,
everyone else.
What do you suggest we tie rope to?
I suggest that one person goes ahead with the rope, takes it over, stands at that side. One person stays on this side with the rope so the others have something to hold on to as they go across.
Right,
And we brace
bunch
it
of
either
rope.
end.
You'll just
Yeah.
go.
Start unraveling.
how long is this bridge?
It's wide enough.
Long.
Pardon?
Wide? Long?
Oh, long.
Yeah.
It's only about so wide enough to
okay.
take a person with ease,
Oh, right.
but not wide.
I'm guessing there's no handrails.
And no, there is.
Or if
Very
there are
bony.
handrails, are they literally handrails? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not nice.
But-
Or is it really comforting?
Depends how much you enjoy holding the hand of a deceased bone
But
thing.
does it feel a little bit like you're just making a lot of new friends?
Dude,
It's like,
that's
well,
Sure.
Are they human
No,
bones?
it does not.
They appear that they could be. Although on close
Could be.
inspection, anyone got
Oh,
medicine?
You could get some new dice bones to roll.
7 successes. But,
That'll do. That's more than enough. Looking over the bones before anyone, as someone's getting lashed up, who's going to be going first? I presume
Elric.
Not light on her feet, elf.
No.
Good.
Stumpy wizard.
All right, too.
What do you want?
As you look over the
Yeah.
bones, and yeah, human. That one's halfling. That one's definitely halfling. The bone is thicker. Big boned. Thicker and the wrong length, or possibly a mutant. It's difficult to tell. You're not exactly an expert in bones, but you think mostly human.
Could I?
Yes.
Because I might not get to do this again. Use supernumerate to calculate the amount of people that made up this bridge.
An intelligence test.
Yeah, I can do that.
that's how you use supernumerate.
It really isn't.
Oh,
It's-
it's a pass. It's a pass. but
But
it's
you've
not
got
good.
super high intelligence, don't you?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Like, it's just a pass at that point.
Yeah,
So-
quite.
So
you've
zero.
got, like-
Oh, I have got. No, I'm 91.
So as you're putting that together, the bridge, you look down at it, it's a spine that runs down the centre of it, with the ribs splayed out on either side for you to walk on, making it slightly easier to walk on one side or the other, rather than right down the centre. The sides are all bone along the length, with occasional bony pillars that they're attached to. And upon close inspection, they are not attached to each other by any rope or twine or anything else. Rather, more distressingly, you're also not seeing the magic that might be binding them together, suggesting it's either a wind that you're not particularly sensitive to, but in this, or it's something else. There's a small part of you that fears it might be an illusion. Something spun, possibly even by the winds themselves. Perhaps, supporting that, Sakinski says, I'm pretty convinced there was no chasms here.
Well, if it looks real, let's imagine it is real, and let's just
Are
go
you saying it might be an illusion?
the chasm as opposed to the bone bridge, right? That's what you're saying.
There were no chasms here. That I knew of anyway.
I mean, you sort of tap his hammer, give it a smack.
You what? The chasm.
Well, yeah, if it's not really a chasm.
Look, I'll just go across.
Well, make sure to hold the other side so if you fall.
So who's holding on to the rope that is currently lashed around this gentleman here, and who has done the tying of said rope?
I have done the time.
That would be a wise choice.
I would think that like Sakinski would be holding the
Yeah.
rope
Yeah,
along
Sakinski
with another
can
couple of.
wrap it around,
I'll hold.
and he's like,
Well, myself,
all right,
myself
give it a
and
go.
Gerald.
as he holds back, taking your strain.
Yeah, no hesitation.
And
I
then
would
feeding it.
just walk on.
Crump, crump,
Yeah.
crump, crump. Okay, do yourself an athletics test. This is just to generally see how well we keep our balance over the very dodgy footing that is this bridge.
3 successes.
Perfect. The bridge holds. Every time you touch it, you get a whoo fluting sound as the wind seems to catch more of it as you step. A whoo, whoo, ha, whoo. You're half convinced you heard something like that. Please stop
Oh,
in Elthery.
oh my god.
As you make your way across, and can I please have a channeling test? It's a great buffet of magic moves in your direction. This is to
Can't possibly fail.
99.
No, that would be 11 successes.
Oh wow! As you're making your way across, and the whoo of the wind rises suddenly, and there's a slight. You, however, were half prepared for the very worst because it's exactly the time the worst is going to come, isn't it? As you're making your way across the bridge, and an enormous flow of actually thrums up like flames beneath you, and parts to either side of the bridge as you just center yourself. His hair goes up as he holds in the center, and even to mundane senses, except for yours, to mundane senses, the shimmer of heat to either side of him is intense. It causes the opposite side, the misty bank on the other side, to wobble with the mirage of the heat that goes up to either side as you hold on, and it passes, and you make your way across. You don't know if that was because of the bridge, because of you on the bridge, or whatever else it might be. You don't know if anyone else will have to deal with something similar. But you've reached the other side. There's a long rope going straight across. I mean, you've got yourself to hold on to. You could probably take one person. If someone goes, there's going to be a person on either side that they can hold that
I
rope.
imagine we had a signal that like 2 tugs. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's going to come next?
I will go next.
Alan drops down lightly and make your way over. Can I have an athletics test, please?
Surely you may. Oh no.
Remember, you can fix your dice roll.
I'll just re-roll it because I'm bound to succeed the second time. 23, 2
That's
successes.
Okay, I just need pass or fail. As you deftly make your way over, taking your time using the rope as a guide rather than necessarily the handrails, which is perhaps where you got your slight wobble halfway through. But there was no rise of magic. There was no anything else. For a brief moment, as you're watching her make her way over, she vanishes and then just reappears again about a foot away from where she was, and to the side, as if she's almost flipped out. Her feet are very carefully picking their way across, again, dancing as you are. Her hands occasionally making small movements as she goes, as she ducks, and eventually reaches over to the other side. You've got a second hand to hopefully pull on the rope, or alternatively, you can send her out to scout around to make sure nothing's coming.
I think I've got the rope if you want to just...
Okay, go to do yourself a perception test. Who's going next?
Okay, it should probably be somebody with a bit more weight. Your armour, how heavy is that? Do you know?
It's pretty heavy.
It's plate. It's plate. It's heavy.
Because it's more like if it will break, it will break under the most load.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Squire
perhaps we want somebody, no offense, strong over there, that's even stronger than you, and it would nod at the squire. Like maybe.
right. Okay. Yeah.
Geralt.
Sakinski holds onto the rope at this side because they're half expecting the bridge to just collapse and have to hold up the weight of the person who's in between
But it's not
you and Elric.
physically shifted at any point.
No, it hasn't yet.
Crossing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to roll for the squire, who makes the way across with relative ease. It seems to bear the weight of what is effectively half plate in their case, with the blue and gold uniform that they're wearing, over to the other side without any difficulties at all. Reaches the other end and just disappears into the mist from your view, and then parts again, and you can see him on the other side where he's looking out in the opposite direction to where you're looking, obviously over the thing, just in case something should come down.
4 successes. On my perception.
4 successes. That will give you enough to see as you pass about no more than maybe 40, 50 yards away, paces approximately, a small meadow of grass spilled out on all sides. How many successes? 4.
4, unless
That's-
it's sight, in which case I have 5.
Yes, it is sight. That grass shimmers slightly. It's catching the odd light that's hanging in the mist in an odd way. And it's not just because there's a heavy dew sitting across it all. Something about it's not quite right. Over on the other side, who's going next?
Shall I go?
Yes, probably a good idea. Do you want? Because you know.
Can you see the rope?
Yes.
Can I see the
I mean, you
put it as
no,
feel it.
no, but you can feel it.
Yeah.
And yep, you got the rope.
I can maybe do the thing of
Yeah.
sliding it along so it's around one arm.
Yeah.
So
And
and
then,
with you?
Presumably, I'm not there.
you know,
Well, see, I mean, is it bending as heavy? people are walking
it
across
does, yes.
Yeah.
It moves, and it's a little bit. I mean, you can barely sense it at all.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like walking
I
into
mean, Emmanuel doesn't
nothingness.
weigh very much. Like
Yeah.
maybe she could come as well.
Yeah.
And I think we go slowly.
Yeah, and
Because
she'll
Leopold is
give
not the
you
most nimble.
low, quiet instructions.
How heavy is Dragon?
Yeah, how is that fat basilisk?
Hey!
Oh, fat boy the basilisk.
He's husky. Leave him alone.
It's Huskilisk.
Making your way across. Okay, so can I have an athletics test from yourself, please? And
Pass.
excellent. As the pair of you make your way
Stop
over,
that so
the
I
basilisk,
had a less than 50%
the basilisk
I mean, sort of that.
lifts up its hand slightly and just
Oh,
as the
Basilisk.
wind of magic hit it and just lifts up its neck, feeling all the wash of the magic that's rising up from this chasm.
His tavern. Can I do lure monsters? Is that normal for basilisks?
Please have a monsters test.
Nom nom nom. Tasty magic.
No, I don't know.
Oh,
no!
You better just throw those away, won't you?
Yeah, then I realised that's not a 6. I might fortune point that.
Yeah.
I
What
mean,
was
you
it?
have
A
seen
77 that you rolled?
It was a 77's big brother. And I actually passed.
Oh, nice.
Point as well.
There are multiple theories about various entities in the Warhammer world. And basilisks are often associated with magic. And they're often associated with being attracted to areas where there's lots of spirits and attacking them and similar. So you're not sure that it's anything other than potentially proof of those rumours, because it does appear to be basking in this particular environment.
And he doesn't, like, he's kind of half convinced there's maybe different, like, species of basilisk.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of, like, because the ones he's heard of aren't red, for instance. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite. But yes, you make your way across to the other side. Your novitiate is quite clearly terrified. You can hear her heart rate is going 19 to the dozen. It's beating away like mad as she holds out her arm so that you've got something to steady yourself on that side, and uses the bones on the other side to pull herself over, half expecting them to come out in her hand at any point, murmuring a prayer of Sigmar under her breath, with occasionally a foot to the left. To the left. And it's an odd situation for you, because it's like you're stepping on air, and then you feel the firm bone beneath it, and then there's nothing there, and you're hitting it, and it's really strange to your senses.
So slow and steady.
But apparently, it does indeed win the race.
Excellent.
You're over to the other side.
I'll give her shoulder a little squeeze once we're over.
That grass, are we doing anything?
I'm going back to tell him.
Okay. Tell him.
There is a meadow of grass. It is shimmering unnaturally.
But we can avoid it.
You're not sure.
I don't know. We'll have to assess when we
Okay,
cross it.
yeah, we'll have to see. Let's wait until we get everyone across. Maybe I can take a look and see if it's something.
Magical.
Probably.
I mean, it will be something magical, probably. But what? I am.
Who's next?
It's going to have to be Gart.
Hagerhart, athletics test.
Right.
Well, somebody strong has to hold the rope at this side. There's me and what's his face?
Kinski. Okay. Fine. All right.
Yeah, Saganski's got it at this end.
What's the? We've not really. What's the light level like, by the way?
It's very low. It's not pitch black. The mist seems to carry its own glow. And Morsleib off in the distance is light. Let's just say that the mist is picking up Morsleib's light. But Morsleib is quite clearly up there. Not Morsleib, pardon me. Mansleib. My moon's messed up. Morsleib is tiny, a little dot skimming across as almost a pale yellow dot skimming its way across the horizon and occasionally avoiding mountains.
All right. I'm going to
Morsleib is such a dick.
And let's not forget that
mountain up.
Leopold can always sense more sleep as well. There it is.
And then
Athletics test,
Gone
please.
crazy again.
athletics. Well, that's bad.
Or is it good?
No. Why would that be good? No.
Well, you might be freakishly good at it.
He's a book nerd.
Well, he might have been secretly,
Pressing books.
Because
Have you met it?
because this bridge is made of bones.
Yes.
And I know bones because I'm a doctor.
Yes. No.
Right? No?
No.
Hold on. Because he's using a rope to assist himself, surely he's got advantage.
Nope.
Oh!
Wow.
Fortune point then.
Someone's
Great.
grumpy today.
Fail.
Fail. It's roll a D100.
Oh, that would have been helpful. That's literally a swap. 15.
15. You're a full 15% of the way over. As you make your way over, and your foot moves into a rib and passes between two of them, and you topple forwards. The lantern that you're holding is unfortunately in the way. What's his plan? Is he going to discard, drop, catch himself on the bones beneath? How is he going to cope with this fall?
I think a trip you don't really expect coming is a trip you don't expect coming, so you probably just go down.
Yeah.
Like
Shove
lantern
your-
being held. And,
Okay.
all that
I'm
sort of
happy to do an athletics test then. Let's see how well he handles himself as he goes down, and let's, in a moment, check how the rope goes.
stuff. Would it be a cool test? Because I'm trying to be cool in a situation.
I
where I'm falling
loved your
down.
Please!
desperate attempt for a cool test.
Did he get
No.
a cool test to get advantage on his athletics test?
What about an intelligence check to see the best way to fall?
What about,
A language medicine test to know where exactly to land so you at least stand.
what about channeling Shyish so he can go back in time and go?
Sounds great.
Yeah, no.
Fail.
Phil, are you re-rolling or not?
No.
So what I like to hear as...
Can we see that? If
Oh,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
15% away.
He's
taken 2 steps.
He's made his way about 4 or 5 steps, and then he just trips. His lantern going up on one side, his arm,
On the rope, right?
sadly, letting go of the rope, failed his test, as he collapses down onto the bones. He takes a very small hit. It's unlikely to do much in the way of damage, unless I roll that. Okay, he's taken a bad, possibly a bone stuck into him. That is 14 wounds minus your toughness.
It's unlikely to hurt.
I didn't expect to roll a 10.
Get boned.
9 wounds.
Yeah, ow. Okay, as a bone sticks in and scrapes across his chest into his arm. Okay, that sucks. And his face goes smack directly into a bit of spine sticking up.
But the good news is, I know exactly which bones are stuck into me.
Yeah. Marvellous. Thunk.
Gerhard,
Oh, that
are you
throbs in your
okay?
tooth. That's sore. You've gone down. There is a possibility you'll go down very badly now. We already have gone down badly. And fall off.
Okay.
Athletics test, our third one.
Come on. Stop rolling 50s.
So, fortune point this one.
I'm getting ready to run and grab him.
So that's bad.
What was that about? You can fix a roll?
You can fix any one roll throughout the course of the session.
Oh, but I need that for later.
Oh, I know.
But if you die now, let's see you later.
Is
Is he going to fall off the bridge?
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Imagine
Well,
if he just like
yeah.
it's not even a
There's a
grass.
chance it's not real.
Oh yeah, there is a chance it's not real.
I don't believe that's the case. There's a chance.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
As he
I'll
Like
fix
a bone has just gone into
fix
you.
it.
That's real.
Fix it to 22. Crit.
33.
33.
33. Lovely.
Please.
Okay, so you can roll
Put
extra, roll for extra successes.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, no.
10 extra successes.
Swear to God.
So
Yeah. So he goes down, bashes himself hard, rolls over, and finds himself sitting with his legs dangling off the side of the bridge. Okay, looking somewhat confused, his tooth throbbing, as he looks left, right, slightly undignified, and pulls himself back up by the rope, and you can make yourself over.
Good.
Okay,
Okay, so I get all the way.
Yep, all the way.
Okay, it's not another.
You've got a crit, so you're over.
Fine.
Whew. One
I've
roll
had a
down.
really bad week.
Good job. Gerhard.
Let's see if we can finish it off with a bad evening. Gerhardt's not dead. Anyone else want to give it a go?
This is taking a while. Shall I go back and have another look at the grass?
Birdie, would you mind tying me?
Actually, in the interest of time, he'll give the rope to Squire Boy. He's
Yeah.
strong.
Gerald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll go and look at
Yeah.
it.
Okay,
We'll go
so
together.
they can hold the weight to either side. Sounds good. Okay, so the pair of you come
We're
off
safe.
towards the
You want me to stay here?
grass.
Yes.
Could you make a movable knot on the rope and tie it to me so if I fall, I'm not holding myself up?
Really smart thing to do.
Yes. Yes,
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure I can achieve that.
Yeah,
Yes,
sounds
I've got
good.
extra rope.
Having seen the worst that can
Seen Gerhard.
occur, you do not want to go through what Gerhard went through. Although he did manage to sit perfectly on the side of the bridge there. Do yourself your athletics test, please. It is not easy going across the bloody sighing bridge.
Re-rolling that.
We're all going to lose.
Why? I failed. But at least it wasn't a 99.
You're going down, and you will take.
But
Again,
she's
it's not
got
really
her
much.
wee rope.
I
Yeah,
got my
that'll
roping.
hold her. She's not going to go off. She's going to be held up.
But you might
You take a mighty 2 wounds, which your toughness bonus can indeed decrease.
Oh.
I said it shouldn't hurt. In her case,
Sure.
it didn't.
So,
As you crash down, there's an off chance that you might go into a I'm falling position. Another athletics test, please.
okay. Even with the rope thing.
Yeah, the rope will catch you, hopefully.
That's fine. 2 successes.
Okay, good. You stumble, you go, but pulling on the rope,
Uh-huh.
you make yourself over towards the other side. As Squire goes, well done. And unties it at this end. Who's next?
There's only myself and
Yeah, Assassin's Creed will go last.
so I kind of look at him and go.
Because he's
"You want
gonna-
me?"
He says, "Hi, you're heavier. You first. You're in armour." He says,
Okay.
"I've only got a few plates. I mean, I'm a big lad, but you'll be heavier in the metal."
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. Talk to a woman.
Yeah, heifer.
Her face as he said it. What the fuck? Oh, armor. Like, you're
Waddle
7
across
foot. You're
last one.
7 foot tall. Fuck you, science.
Gonna make her eat a salad on their lunch date.
He doesn't think like that. She appreciates
totally
that skill.
cool.
She doesn't really care. So yeah, I'm heavier. Reasonable.
Yeah, that makes sense, please.
They're made for
Do
each other.
I need to roll for meat pie as well?
No, we can just sit in your pocket.
I might take something from the bridge.
You two. You arrive at, let's call it the glade, the big wash of grass that just extends into the distance, into the mist, and also to
I
either
think
side.
we're going to call it the glistening glade.
The glistening
actually.
glade. The glistening glade.
That's discovered by the jungler of the sheep.
Exactly.
It's definitely looks like grass, but it definitely also looks a bit wrong. It's glistening wrong. It's catching the light wrong. There's something not quite right. Beyond that, you're not sure.
I know it's
Lick
perception just to see.
Lick it. No.
Look really hard and try and detect any particular winds going through it. Crit.
Crit.
Wait for it.
Oh, I love it.
Just 2.
Shimon.
Ooh. On grass. Oh, this is probably not good.
He sits there shaking his head. This is bad.
He's going to slowly approach it and try and take a blade of grass.
Okay, do yourself toughness test, please.
I'll be ready to kick it out his hand.
Success.
Yeah, you catch it at next blood.
Yeah,
It's sharp.
Yeah,
It's
It's
sharp.
really sharp.
it's basically loaded with shamon, so it's metal. It's going to cut
Right.
us up.
Is there a way round?
There is definitely a lot of mist in either direction, and it
will-
extends. So you're going
There
to
we go.
hike off down towards that direction, and you're going to move back to where they are. See how they're progressing. There's been no calls, so hopefully no one's dead. How did you do?
5 successes.
Superb. You're over towards the other side. That leaves just Sakinski, who's going to wrap it around his waist
Quite a few people will have to hold it.
and then
Yeah.
hold. He's like, right, you got the weight.
Is it all hands on deck?
Right, here we go.
Come on, fatty.
Wow, he stumbles across 0-1. He could not have got a closer one. He almost falls to his knees at one point. He's like, I fucking hate that. Space white. No, I don't want to hold on. As eventually gets over to the other side. How's that even staying together?
No, quite strange.
We don't ask those
Yeah.
questions, we just accept that they did.
You are loping your way down, and it starts curving around towards the chasm.
Oh.
It goes up to the chasm about 100
Right,
paces
I'll go
further
the
up.
other way.
As
It's-
Menowith passes through the mist, going in the other direction, and does exactly the same on the other
So we
side.
have to go through
It
the
looks like
metal grass.
It's only 9. Yeah, no, I will.
I mean,
I'll do a quick bandage of, and you know,
Have we now
Yeah.
reached the grass as well?
No, we're waiting at the
Yeah,
bridge.
I'll come
'cause-
on.
yeah.
back to
The rope all wound back up again. Thunk. Passed back to Elric, and we're on the other side of the Sighing Bridge, the Ossian Bridge of Sighs. Pardon me.
Can Gerhardt just quickly throw a bit of his bag sand, so a small handful of bag sand, just into the
Abyss.
abyss? Thank you. Just to see if it... Why are you rolling?
Because you might
You've
annoy the things that
overthrown it
live
and
in
you've fallen in.
Or you've woken up the thing that lives in the chasm.
Come on now.
It drifts off into the wind and the mist and appears to go
That's fine.
The glistening glade of gold. Yes.
as you have returned.
naming it on the way.
Stop using alliteration, it's cheap. That's not Elric, damn.
So,
I think our
it,
iteration's amazing.
Oh, very good.
it goes to the chasm on either edge.
So we have to pass through.
I was
this
wondering
blade.
if someone wearing metal boots could pass through and flatten
Flatten
it.
it.
I was thinking, yeah.
Or the father has a hammer that bashes magic.
I mean, I could try.
I mean,
See
it'd be
what it
loud
does.
though.
Well, can I?
Well,
I mean, I could
Can I put a toe-
pick one
You
out.
need to go up to
so
it, yes.
Yeah,
It's
go up
not
to it and kind of test
impervious
it
to
with my foot.
harm. It's
I
just
mean, I'm not just going to stamp on it in case I get stabbed, but I'm going to try and
Yeah.
see if it squashes.
You
or
push at it, the side, and it gives. It's like grass,
Right.
just exceedingly sharp. There is an off chance that it will go through.
Mhm.
I think it's an off chance. It doesn't. As you push your foot in, and your foot seems safe.
Could we get your squire just to go roly-poly through it?
could we use our shields?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
snowshoes.
Well, just
Yeah.
to flatten it. And then
Or use your hammer to go that.
The hammer
But
destroys spells, not magic.
But the hammer's head is small compared to a shield.
I guess. But like,
Where my foot is rested, does it stay flattened like grass?
Pull it back
That's
and wave slightly in the misty wind.
I can attempt the hammer.
That's very much not a natural way for grass to respond.
Yeah, I was worried. I was worried that might
Have we got 2 shields?
At least. I mean,
It's
I've got
gonna
one.
be slow,
I've got one. Has your
but
squire
how?
got one?
Yeah, probably.
How?
Has Second Steam
Like-
got one?
Like stepping,
He doesn't.
like
Second
stepping
Steam,
stones.
But
Stand on it, pick the next one up. put
yeah,
it
but
down.
that's one person.
Yes, I said
yeah,
it's
that's
going
what
to
it
be
takes
slow.
ages.
So no. It doesn't have the first time is slow. What you do is you attach some rope to the first. Oh, hang on. Does the rope get cut by 1 second? Bit
No,
of
but
rope,
you-
please.
You
Just cut down the
you
grass.
hold the rope up and you pull someone across who's standing on it.
Yes,
There's
but you
no
once
way
you've got
that's
someone
That's
over the other side.
horribly.
Have you
you
seen
tried
what
the
happened
shield.
with the bridge?
Shall I try the hammer first?
Yes.
Yeah, try with the hammer.
I will attempt to hit it with my hammer. I'm going to hit the grass with my
Hit
hammer.
grass
Like-
with hammer.
Use it like a scythe.
Well, no, because like
No,
really,
I'm joking.
the hope is that if it is a spell, then it might make it go away. But
Go for it. You don't even need to really roll for this. It's pretty easy just to
It's the
so
floor.
like I do if it's a spell.
It is not.
Oh, well, there we go. so I hit, but nothing
As
happens.
your hammer swings down into it, and it almost clatters across the grass. It tinkles ever so slightly against the edge of the very shiny hammer, and then comes out the other side as the blades just move back into place again. A quick thump, and it comes back, and again it roils back into place again.
Okay,
This
so-
grass is not obviously normal.
Someone played.
So shield walk, but then how are we taking it back?
Shield walk. Well, I need to test a rope or chain. We're going to need chain.
I mean, how wide is this glade?
It goes into the mist. You're on shut.
Oh no, this might not work.
So like
Do we
only
need
one
to go this
person
way?
could go.
Well, there's only one way.
Sakinski shakes his head and goes, "None of this was here before. It was just an open, empty place."
Hmm.
Do you think it still functions as?
Can I have a perception test from yourself, please, Father? Oh,
Wait, wait.
That's a crit
oh.
for a total of 13, 14, 15, 16 successes.
Nice. Amazing.
That's a crit.
He's holding his head, shifting, trying to see if he can hear anything. The tinkle of the blades he's catching. They're hitting against each other and not making quite the right sound for grass, obviously. And now he knows what he's listening for. It's just on the upper edge of his hearing, really high-pitched. And he's just catching it, just catching it, just catching it. Then he looks down and he, in heavy inverted commas, sees deep into the ground. And he sees a city. A great city spread out beneath him. Towers rising up, thin, fluted towers. Things moving around. And just a snapshot of time, it's gone. But there was something down there. And that city was old. I mean, that's the only adjective that runs to his mind immediately. But he sees it as if his own vision has caught it. As if where you're going is just the highest point.
You okay,
I-
Father?
I think Brass Keep is just the top of something much, much bigger that goes much, much deeper. I just saw a city beneath the ground.
Well, I suppose it's dwarves way.
We pause there for a moment as to your hearing, you hear For the dragon! In Umberrigan. A phrase that you have read multiple
Oh, okay, so I
times.
say he doesn't have them back.
No, you've read it so many
Yeah.
times because it's in many of the older tales of Sigmar.
Am I hearing the past?
I don't
What?
know, are
What
you?
did you hear?
You okay?
Heard it in a-
Then crump, crump, crump. Someone walks by you. and you think it's Sakinski to begin with. But Sakinski's there as you turn round and definitely walk by you. Just for a brief moment, there was a hammer.
This is probably stupid.
I love stupid.
Can I follow in his footsteps?
I love that plan. It's a great plan. As he strides off towards the tower ahead, he's not alone, but you don't sense the others. You just know he's not alone. There's a lot with him.
But he's like, the problem, and this is, as you say, very stupid, but like Leopold's whole thing has been he wants to walk in Sigmar's footsteps.
I love that.
And he thinks he's just felt Sigmar walk past him. It's a sign. I'm going to follow in his footsteps. I immediately cut my feet to rivets.
It's not as bad as it could have been. It's only 6 wound banish toughness. As you step into it,
armor,
and it slides in. It unfortunately won't take armor on the foot. Unless you go very slowly.
Well, no, I'm not marching at 6.
Yeah, quite exactly. So yeah, it's almost nothing. Okay, but you feel the cut as you make your first step. You wish to carry on.
Oh, that was one step. That was one step. Right.
Okay.
Even your head being like, that's not so bad.
Oh, that's 1 foot. That's 1 foot.
6 miles this goes on.
I mean,
as Sakinski backs off like you're mad.
It's probably more than 30 paces. Yeah. So I think I'm probably not going to carry on.
And the
if
vision,
I had enough wins, I would.
And the vision, the sensations just clear as the pain lances up from your toe where a small piece is pushed into your second toe along. And as you pull back, it's sliced right through cleanly. A slight droplet of blood is left behind.
Grass.
Elrid, could you channel another wind into the grass to push the on out?
Or before we try the explodey stuff, could we use the shield to dig the grass up? Grass doesn't have very long roots.
That's actually a very good idea.
I thought you said to bake the grass up. Grass doesn't have very high self-esteem.
Come on, grass.
You can do it. You can do it.
Why would I?
You don't need to come on to grow.
Has anyone got like an axe or something we can test on the edge first as a proof of concept?
To cut into the ground.
Yeah.
I got the hatchet.
I mean, just like, there's like 2 whole
I got
from Midnight nearby.
I've got a shovel.
He's got a hatchet.
You have a shovel.
I've got a shovel.
But maybe we try with the hatchet first, just to see.
No, I've got a shovel.
The shovel's what we use if it's a shovel, not a spade. We actually want to do the axe first.
That's the hammer.
You just use the hatchet.
Oh, that's definitely more of a spade.
No, look, it's
Yeah, exactly. You want a spade. You don't want a shovel.
This is
good.
a sharp one.
Yeah, so it's a spade.
Yeah. So that's exactly what we want.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Stop arguing.
Right, I'm going
That's
in.
it here. I'll be doing that. As he goes in.
Join us as we go to Brass Peak and get floated by
pulls out, and
grass.
a small pooling of liquid comes up from where he dug into the ground. And he pulls it back, and it drips slowly. Oh, that's blood.
Oh.
He says, well, that'll be a bad thing. He says,
But did the grass come up?
no. he just stuck it in and immediately was like, oh, shh.
Grass
mean-
bleeding. Good.
All right, well, we give it a quick.
Yeah.
And he digs it aside, and you hear us like, oh, fuck that. As he backs off from it, fuck.
Okay.
That's talking grass.
I mean,
What the fuck?
At least you're hurting it.
All right. So hang on. If that's the
If
case,
you can hurt it, you can kill it.
Aye, fair
if it
enough.
bleeds, we can kill it.
It's going to take a long time.
I still think that
Well, unless killing it does something.
What about fire? Not your fire, just normal fire.
Oh, if only we had matches.
I have got 8 matches.
Well, we've had a firework.
Should I give them to
Lucas
Why did I do that?
for the firework.
Well, I mean,
No, I didn't give them all of them. I just gave them one of them. I
Come
need
on.
one for a firework. Easy.
Okay, just check.
Wait, how much black powder have you got?
Does Elric think that would work if it's infused with
Decent,
hammer? Because that kind of is... Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
What about my idea?
The whole
of
point of the
channeling
gold
iron
ring is that it
back
can
into-
manage heat and shape things. So setting it on fire, I just think is like setting his armor on fire. It's not going to.
Okay. All right.
But it also moves like grass, so maybe it would burn the grass out.
I mean, by all means, try it. I just.
Well, I was just thinking, like, try a little bit of black powder on the edge.
All right. Yeah, I'll put a little bit of that powder on the edge. Do a little line out so everyone can touch
It's
it.
quite damp.
My powder's down.
No. The area is damp. The
Oh,
grass
put it-
is
put
wet,
it on
covered
a
with the
little-
moisture from the mist. You're not entirely convinced.
I mean,
that the black
Power's
powder
got a
light
staff.
easily- Yeah. You're spirit
Is
down.
that?
Yeah, the
It's
staff
fire.
just won't go
Oh,
out.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And you bring it
Oh,
up,
what's wrong
and
with
the
that?
blade does not burn. Yeah, too much shamo in it. You can see it.
What about the blood?
Does the
It
blood
fizzles
go?
a bit.
Oh, it's got a handle.
And-
It's so clever.
And does it and does it make a noise when he burns its blood?
The bit that's up, no, it's separate from it, so no, it doesn't.
Oh, you can use it as a pick too. Oh, sorry.
Nice.
Glad we're all focused on
Oh,
one goal.
you may well
He starts.
go
Cut
after
off
my
it.
life and whisper like, maybe you should taste the blood.
The blades themselves don't cut, but they do go down when there's something on them. It doesn't cause anything more than scratches across the back of the metal. So it might go through cloth, it might go through leathers, it might go through softer metals, but the harder metal,
Shit,
it appears,
snowshoes.
yeah, it appears fine. So wood might not be good, but metal seems pretty good by comparison.
Okay, so have we got enough sort of spare small metal bits of implementation that, Birdie, using your ropey skills, you could tie to the bottom of everyone's shoes?
Could probably hop around.
Right, there's one.
Oh yeah, so like for instance, use like sort of tap on
People's
his armor and like
Yeah.
take that off and strap that to him.
Yeah.
So your
Yeah.
greaves,
Yeah.
yes.
And
So
also
and those other ones,
band braces.
van braces.
Well
yeah.
done.
So that's
Quillian?
one.
Is that what that bit's called?
Sure.
That's two. That's two people.
But then wouldn't the grass cut the rope?
I'm hoping Andy Law didn't think about that.
Come on.
I'll just spot weld it to you.
Honestly, there are straps on the inside of them that
Oh,
hold
yeah.
them onto our legs. We could use those straps as
That's
well.
very true.
That's
So
very
who
smart.
wants to go for the snowshoe option first?
I will. It's
I'm
my
also
armor.
keen to. Yeah.
At the risk of asking, it's not an active spell, so dispel magic is just
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
a thing. Yeah. He's, I think,
The
channeling
channeling
magic.
guy.
Anyone got
is
lore
terrible.
chaos?
It's a good idea, but a terrible.
No.
I don't think so. Let me check.
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
I have lore Kami.
No.
Is it a
Is that just
monster?
pajamas?
Roll or Cami and set her on your legs.
I'm going to let that roll go, actually.
And get back
like
into
the fact
balance,
that
you
Don't
may.
fuck it up.
That might actually be okay. Let me check.
It's a
could be-
crit.
It's great.
Yeah.
That's because I only have 10 advances, 1 success.
You remember sitting down, being taught exactly how the Tory gates work,
Mm-hmm.
and moving from one side into the other, or that side coming over. And when a gate falls, what lies beyond spills out. You're concerned that there's been spillage from the spirit realm.
Spillage in the village.
Yeah, this feels like spillage. In the same way that the Chaos gods and the great gates in the north have spilled outwards from the gates, turning it into the realm of chaos in the northern pole. This is a potential sign that something similar is happening here.
Okay.
So not just a storm of magic, something that's causing the storm, and this, the chasms, the other things, everything is going off. But it's the material realm, and the material realm requires order. So it doesn't just become something random, it becomes something here.
Yeah.
Something that was here, might be here, could be here, is here.
Cool.
So the spirit realm is currently intruding upon the material realm. And that, sadly, means that there is somewhere a gate open.
Yes. But also maybe stealth aether will be helpful.
Well, if you happen to encounter any spirits, it definitely will be helpful.
Okay, well, she will relay some of that, so she'll turn on. Wait, before we go, I think potentially we should all go together, because I've been taught about this before. I think maybe there's been some kind of, well, we call them gates, like opening to the other side, the spirit side, that's causing all of these things.
So,
I'm worried on the other side there's gonna be
worse.
Do you mean a rift?
Well, it depends how it was opened, but yes. And so the closer we're getting, the more likely we'll meet something that has come through. So we
Right.
just maybe want to stay together.
Okay.
stealth aether mode indeed.
And also
Yes.
because I assume that
Me too.
this will make a lot of noise. Because, metal...
Oh.
Smashing through.
Could I just cut the grass with the blade?
That's an interesting idea.
One owl went to mow.
Are you going to draw it?
That's such a horrible question.
Do it.
Well, do we have a way for us all to put shoes on
Let
to get
Um,
across?
Over time, but then depending how far it is.
Let's be realistic. Like you reached for the sword before he said.
before. He's channeled Axway
Yes.
instinctively on the bridge.
Yes.
It was fine.
No, he was pushing away from himself.
But he did channel to do that, right?
Yeah, he was using his channeling skill, but it wasn't to
But he
channel
wasn't
more in.
draw-
Right?
ah,
What he was
okay,
doing was
yeah.
pushing away the great swash of Axway that was rising up from below.
I shall draw.
Is there a swath of
Love it.
Gyron anywhere
Cool
near that
test.
he could push towards it?
What?
Like a swath of Gyron? That he could
There
try
is. There's flows of all the winds all round if you wish to try and channel magic.
I mean,
It's
there
more
was
so,
blood.
again,
so-
not channeling it, but pushing it.
You're moving
Like, not
what's
channeling
right
it to
there.
him,
It's
but
semantic. 'Cause that's, you just said it for what
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were actually.
like an airbender.
Yeah.
Yeah. So more sort of diverting it.
If you wish to
rather than-
airbend as it's more water bending in this
Water
case,
bending, right,
the
sorry.
Gyron.
What
As,
Try.
I love that. How did you do in your cool test? What is it with these humans? And over there,
I bet it just doesn't do anything to you, but he just makes you roll every time just for the tension.
sweet.
Let's check my aether for human. Yeah, 7.
As your hand twists and you move with the flow. It's the difference between actually, which in some respects you have to fight,
Mhm.
at other points you have to pen, at other points you have to just lip wash, because if you fight against it, you will burn. In this case, it's all about going with the flow. It's much easier wind to move with, and you're hoping, thus, an easier one to channel in. And as it does, the blood bubbles up like a geyser. And
Amazing.
sprays.
legs.
These are good.
And sprays upwards in a diameter of some 40-50 paces as it goes up for about 30 paces and spreads blood everywhere. Cool
Shield
test! Cool test from everyone, please!
Can I get a combat aware test to bring my shield up?
Sure, yeah.
6 successes.
Pass my combat aware test.
4 successes.
Yeah, nice.
I've got my rune friend out, so obviously I'll cut the blood away.
Remember,
So you
everyone
could do
is
this
super stealthy.
6 successes.
6 successes.
Am I resisting nobles?
You are not.
1 success.
One success.
6.
Good.
What about henchmen?
I will.
Because I don't actually know where cool is, because we don't make a character yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Shit, Geralt.
And second
Map makers, notoriously level-headed.
Second ski's good.
See all
I mean,
sorts of
this
stuff.
one is,
Fine.
but yeah.
Yeah, we're all good. As you are drenched with blood, as it splashes down, and it is an earthy black blood, with just a touch of red. It's slightly thicker than normal blood, and it stinks of, not unpleasantly, earth, mixed with that metallic undertone. But it's a very earthy, it's almost like the blood of the earth. Can I please have from yourself a cool test?
Like 0 successes, but
You sink into it.
Ooh.
You did the flow, and
Is this like going to the meeting? Ages ago.
from your senses, from your perspective, suddenly there's a great rushing, as if you're sluicing down a tunnel. From everyone else's perspective, Elric has just fallen into the great geyser of blood. The diamond geyser of blood that he falls into as you swoosh through and slick with it on the other side of wherever you're popping out, pop out. There's a pool of blood, dark, blackish earth blood beside you. Do you have lore, Druid?
But he has experienced something not exactly like this, but he's travelled in a ley line, I think is what they called it. No.
Well, a thing has occurred.
More magic.
It's definitely happened. I will let that one go, but it's going to be a difficulty 5 test.
I mean,
so
he's got
it's-
20 advances.
Okay,
so
you
he
need
can't
to crit
pass.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to crit it.
Oh, when you say that, Andy.
Yeah, you know it might happen. Come on.
Well, I mean, you could crit
No.
it.
No.
You could.
As
could
you
crit it.
land on the other side and you're breathing somehow, you're not entirely sure that you were in. It really reminds you of what happened when the explosion went off.
Oh.
It's similar.
Yeah.
The tone, everything about it feels similar. There's a big glade of grass beside you, and you don't know where you are.
Oh no. They've lost.
Elric is gone!
Is it the
Oh,
same grass?
It looks like it's the same grass.
Oh, now Elric's gone. I'm just going to run back for Lucas.
Did any of that earth blood get into Anani's mouth?
It's all over the place, but it's not specifically in her mouth unless she wishes it to be.
Not really.
Fair enough.
But it's earthy, it'll be fine.
I was focusing on the sword, and I was
Yeah,
about
yeah.
to chop the grass.
The sword chops the grass. The rune lights up across the edge. The main spiral rune pulses with blue. Pulses with blue. Perception test from Elric. Pulses as you swipe across and the grass melts, breaks, and falls apart before it, almost like
4.
4.
Successes.
Off in the distance, about 100 paces away, you see a pulsing of blue. Magical light off in that direction. As swipe, it goes through it all right, but it does
But
leave
does
lots
it leave
of
it sharp?
yeah,
But
lots
less
of
sharp
bits.
than
Well,
it
there's
was
lots of bits sticking up, so it's not a short job. And if you're wanting to go at pace, this
Yeah.
might not be your best
Okay.
route, but it does cut through it.
Good to know.
How quietly can a person shout?
I think you know the answer, but it's about 100 paces away, so that's quite far.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Can he... The pool of blood that's next to him,
Yeah, it's just sitting there bubbling slightly with its own life.
he's going to step into it.
Okay, do yourself a willpower test, please. Not cool this time.
Oh, crit.
nice.
10 successes.
He steps in and goes right up to there.
Oh.
We don't see a pair of legs just pop
Good that no one else can see this.
Okay, didn't work as planned.
Little jump.
Plop, plop. You appear to have hit some sort of earth beneath you. It appears to be just a thick pool.
So it probably only works when I channel Gyron into it. It's too much.
Meanwhile, what are you doing with your swipey
I can keep
sword?
going, but it's going to take us a while.
It is going to take a while.
Could you use it like a razor?
No, just use metal snowshoes. This is the best way to do this.
Metal snowshoes.
Metal snowshoes. Okay,
Hey,
so
it's Elric.
Oh,
That's a good point. Can I?
no, you can't hear it.
Can we smell it?
Right.
The sound is no.
I'm assuming we all
I can't do
smell
the sound
like
of something
blood.
jumping in a
I
bottle.
know the sound's all dead and just like a
And
big
then-
shouty
and then
noise.
Bugger.
If we can retcon back to the before we started, when he told Lucas to bugger off, I think you would have said if anything happens to him, just press up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We very much
Don't-
got that message
yeah.
from him.
Yeah.
Don't
I,
waste
I think he did say if anyone falls, we just press on. Like.
Yeah.
I have more enemies, but yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Sure. Also,
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
putting some.
metal snowshoes apparently.
Metal
Well,
snowshoes.
One party member down so far.
job here is done.
It'll be fine.
So who's going first? You know, he just disappeared into a giant pile of blood. I don't think people are thinking he'll be
No.
fine.
Yeah, well,
I think the opposite is
there's
probably the
not
case.
much we can do about
But
that.
No, there isn't.
he disappeared. And like she was talking about
Yeah.
gates to spirit. So like in Leopold's mind, he's in some mad spirit realm.
Or
maybe
some-
dead, maybe having a great time.
Or somewhere else in
You've
Preston.
definitely been in a spirit realm before. It's great time.
Yeah, it's a great time. Yeah, he might be bargaining, selling his shadow like an idiot. Because who would do that?
Shadows are
No one would do that.
I don't really need shadows. It's just a shadow, right? That's not part of your soul.
Okay, so Sploosh, over on the other side. What are you doing over on the other side as you're setting up and trying to tie them on?
He's really disappointed that didn't work again. But is he still seeing this? What was it? A blue?
Yeah, blue rune.
He's
Oh,
still seeing the
Yeah,
rune?
until she
Or
stops.
it's stopped?
Yeah, she stopped now.
He's never seen Barracool light up. Like
Barakul has lit up before.
Yeah.
He's
So
aware
he
that
can
it could be
basically
that.
say,
I think
okay.
he's got enough of
Good. Then he's waiting.
Yep, cool.
Maybe just casually scouting the area. Just like
Perception test. Right, so who's walking first? I believe it's yourself. Okay, do yourself an athletics test.
Oh, great. I'm going to use my one and only fortune point for that, so I don't get a piercing I didn't want. Yes, 4 successes.
It's a slow, laborious walk as you're crump.
Got a neat tie underwear.
Okay, indeed, but we eventually reach over towards the other side and it thins out. It's about 5 minutes worth of crumping though. It's quite a distance that you have to cross.
Okay.
But yeah, you go to the other side and we've made somewhat of a flat trail that just pops right back up behind
Yeah.
you. Who's next?
Before we do, while she's doing that, can Leopold sit down and do a divination?
Oh, indeed. What would you like to divine?
What do you think? Like a way across this?
I'll go in.
I'll sort of say, not shout, but just say, I've made it to the other side.
Yeah,
of the
You won't be
house.
heard.
69.
You need to shout.
Dudes.
It's up to you whether she's disappeared off into the mist. You don't know if she's fallen. There are no shouts or cries though. She's not gone,
Yeah.
I'm getting attacked by a
And
thousand demons.
Leopold can also like try and follow the sounds of her breath as much as he can. I know eventually it'll
Yeah,
get lost.
indeed, eventually gets lost. Yeah, quite. Divination.
Successful, not a crit. So.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Bones
Oh yeah.
and rolls them. They clatter down as click, click, click. They all tip over to a single skull. Each one. All 6 of
That feels ominous.
them.
Nah. It's good skull, right?
Everyone needs skull.
Pardon? Right, sure. As they all tip over, and he pulls out with his hand just to double check that his senses aren't betraying him, because this is not very likely. And the spread of it is 1, 2, 3. It is indeed falling almost exactly in the shape of a skull. There's the 2
So you
eyes.
tell me I
there's
got
the nose.
6 skulls forming the shape of a skull.
Yeah. As he puts his hand over them,
Good job,
as
no one has 4
The
chaos.
symbol of Altdorf?
I already tried that.
yeah, let's call it that. As the symbol of Altdorf sits before him.
Everyone has a skull.
Yeah.
One. That's fine.
Yeah, but we generally don't want to see it. We want it hidden behind our flesh.
Should have just brought the skulls from the bridge.
And he reaches down to pick up the dice, realizing that, according to his divination, he's going to die. He's going to meet more. An odd sense of calm sits upon him. Yeah.
Gosh.
As he picks up the dice, and as he does so, again, stomp, stomp, stomp. Footsteps passing right by him, but this time they're not the footsteps of someone walking, footsteps of someone preparing to strike. It's got a different movement as they're moving, twisting to the side, and a great hammer rises and smashes down into a skeleton, crashing bone in all directions. Maybe it's not you're going to meet more. Maybe more has been here. Are you misinterpreting it? As bones shatter and break everywhere.
I mean, he's not going to vocalize this externally, but inwardly, like he's wondering, like, did Sigmar die and then come back? Like, is that what this is about? Did he die here and somehow then remain undead?
You're on the other side.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're on the other side.
I will.
You're going to call out so they know you're safe, not dead.
I'm going to
Sigmar
get
Nagash.
Pie to bark.
Nice. Kick him in the
Obedience
nuts.
test, please, from me, Pie.
3 successes on the perception.
God help us.
You, as you scout out, will find Birdie, who's reached over towards the other side. Meat Pie is looking at Birdie like possibly Birdie is the worst example of a human being he's ever seen. The lack of sausage being offered for him to speak out is quite evident as he...
Yeah, and I get a fumble.
and then starts biting.
He's barking.
Yeah, it's a
It's
noise.
a very strong possibility. Oh,
Oh. No.
interesting rule. As do yourself a dodge test to get your fingers out of the way.
Okay, it's not going to work. He usually gets me. No! Yeah, I've been bitten.
Claps on.
Gauntlets, though,
Funny.
right?
Oh,
Yeah, I am wearing metal gauntlets.
that helps. Clatter. You will take 8 damage to your hand. Armor, of course, will work. Which will just drop it down to just a single wound. The compression as it goes in there.
Those are new!
And he runs off into the mist.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
Well, that's on him.
There's a possibility he will run straight into the grass.
Oh, no,
Oh.
me.
He does not. He goes in that direction. Okay, the grass is that way as he just pelts it off.
Clever boy.
He's
Lucky boy.
quite clearly decided grass is a bad place for a dog of his ilk to be as he tears off, clearly upset that you would ask him to do anything of this ilk without proper treats. What is wrong with you?
You never got a chance to offer him anything. So hunting.
There's an outside chance that be heard, though, by perception test on the other side. Only if you have a cute sense, though, or an elf.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
successes.
you both catch up. There's Birdie's apparently got a dog barking beside her. It's probably Meat Pie.
Meat Pie's grumpy. She's probably safe.
Business as usual. Yeah.
As you arrive.
Birdie.
Okay, he's slick with black dripping off him. His hair, however, is almost entirely free of it and is up and blowing it away off to his side. His eyebrows are also free of it.
All right.
And maybe other hairs that you can't see.
Is any of that yours?
No, I'm fine.
Oh,
It's
good.
black. So hopefully not.
Well, in this place, who knows? Always best to check.
How did you get? How is everyone true?
No, I'm waiting for the rest of them. We made snowshoes. See?
Okay.
Grass shoes.
Fair. Yeah.
Give me a hand.
Anyone
to
going
take
to try and go across?
No.
Do your test.
So you can help
Two
me with
of
my
us go at the
roots.
same time?
Yeah, it's like,
It's no harm.
Yeah.
You don't need to go one-on-one.
yeah.
We can all go
Everyone
at the
just
same
go.
time, surely.
Have
If-
we got enough?
Because you're not sharing stuff around.
Well,
right?
we took whatever two
My
that you
braces.
were
If you take armor off of the father, off of the knight, and off of
Garrett.
the knight, then yes. Well, not the knight.
Yeah, there's
The
Geralt
squire.
and what's his face?
Yeah, totally.
Alex.
So we'll just go at the same time.
Yep. Everyone do their test then, please.
We just all.
Oh, credit!
That's good. When Gerhardt completely fails his.
Oh, 4 successes.
I should have saved.
Yeah.
Why? How?
I'm just. It's athletics.
Um,
He knows.
It's a strong point.
Can I use my crit to
So
somehow give
I'm
him
quite.
advantage?
I will
Crit
allow
test.
you to, with your crit, give him a reroll that doesn't cost anything. Okay, as you go for him. So go for a reroll.
Thank you.
Don't
Still
fucking
not
talk.
great.
No, it's not.
Come on, Ed.
You can do it.
Made it worse.
Did he fumble?
No.
You can fortune point this if you
Because
have one,
never had
because this is a
fortune
separate
point the last
roll.
time.
So
Yeah.
this is not me offering you a dark whisper. That's coming in a moment. This is you allowing
You got 2 more chances.
It's so bad.
What is it?
That's a third of the time.
That's
That
pretty
is
much
Usually,
100%.
don't talk to Ed about the odds.
Never tell me the
If it's not Blood Bowl, it doesn't count.
You can do
I'll
it.
do the fortune point.
Come
Okay.
on.
I don't need that dark whisper.
Is it humble?
Oh, it's the fumble.
I might let that stand.
Oh no, that's bad. If Andy's not offering a dark whisper, that is bad.
I enjoy making the decisions that break things. I just don't like it when it's the dice that does it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't mind making it.
Player agency.
I will not offer a dark deal.
Can I ask a question? I imagine you're going to say no.
Interesting. I know the question you're going to ask.
But I,
Yeah.
when you asked me what I was divining, I said
Uh-huh.
getting across this grass. I didn't specify me getting across the grass.
No, but you saw death, dude.
Yes.
You saw death. What the fuck?
But I got a reroll.
Oh.
So what I'm asking is,
I've got another
because
question.
it's the target of a divination. It should implicitly it's me. It should be me.
Yeah, it should
But
be.
I'm just asking.
I've got another question. Didn't you just take the talent savior?
I did. That's for fate points, not
Yeah,
fortune
but-
points.
Fortune points hang off fate points. They hang around.
I mean,
in the
That's
same
not how it
distance.
No,
works.
it's worth asking if it works that way, but it doesn't. No, it
Oh.
doesn't. No.
In some respects, I kind of
Well.
wish you'd fallen off the bridge.
Wow.
Gerhardt trips
Yeah.
Oh no!
and goes smack face down into the very sharp grass. I might roll poorly,
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
Yeah.
but I do want one more die
Oh,
because
good.
I want to roll them all.
Wait,
Do you want a
was,
spare D10? I can steal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't give it to him. Don't give it to him.
was our agreement we can fix our own dice or fix any dice?
It's your own
our
dice.
own.
I
We
remember
did ask.
that.
No, we did
We
ask.
did ask.
Clarified
Yeah.
That's not a bad roll. Actually, you might survive this. I'm slightly disappointed. But you might survive this. Okay, as you go down, each one of these is a crit though.
Good.
But I did roll. Right, so the first crit is your hand going down to save yourself as the blades go up through it, causing a bleeding crit in your hand.
Okay.
The next one is the pain lacerating through you as you crunch down on that side, and it slices through the top, opening up heavy gashes
Yeah.
across the back of your arm. And do yourself an endurance test for this one.
Okay, endurance. I'm pretty good at. 5 successes.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so you're not stunned, which means you won't roll over onto your back.
Good.
You can hold yourself there as you go precariously with your face on that side, as your hip then lands down on that side too, and it just sticks right in.
Yeah.
You got
Okay,
any metal
the
armor?
pain is extraordinary.
You think?
Not even in the fucking keep yet.
We
True.
might not get-
Okay.
The pain is extraordinary, but you only take 18 wounds.
Okay, that's fine. I'm
Minus
toughness?
Minus
No,
toughness.
just neat.
Yeah, I'm still fine.
Only 18. So
That
like,
could have
that
been
could be
more
much
worse.
worse.
So it could have been
Yeah, I didn't roll frightfully well. I'm a little disappointed. There's your dice back. Being disappointed.
Luckily, I'm not that strong.
As you're there and ouch. And that's
Yeah.
almost certainly a call out in pain, as you will hear
Yeah,
the
sure.
scream from Gerhardt.
I mean,
from
like,
there.
are there other, like, how close is
Hey,
Siginski and...
Hey, he's behind, so you'll be the closest
yeah,
to him.
Right, so
I'll
do
try
we-
and help him.
To not cry out, isn't it usually? Do we do a little cool test?
Too sore.
Too much.
You've
Well,
got,
I was
yeah,
already trying to stop you
the
falling.
crit you've got is an automatic cry out of pain.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
fine.
so, this arm here, you're actually afraid. It's your left foot, thank the gods. But you're afraid of what might have happened to the muscles.
Okay.
It's gone right in and lacerated.
Yeah.
You won't be able to. But the fear is bringing sweat to your, and you're going to have to take it out. You're going to have to be bodily
to
lifted
pull
up because
the
it's
thing out.
currently
Yeah,
sticking
yeah,
in you.
yeah, yeah.
You're going to have to be basically lifted free from all the blades that are sticking in you.
So, someone come help.
Sakinski
'Cause
is
I know I can't.
athletics test.
I know I
Pass.
can't lift him on my own.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. As he comes over, slide in his armor shoes. As he comes over,
I'll slide over to like help them, assist them almost, not to lift Gerhardt, but to steady these
Yeah,
guys
this
so
is
they
going to
don't
hurt,
fall.
wee man. You got his other arm?
Do it.
One,
Do it.
two. Strength test.
Oh,
Yeah,
the bird
passed
look at
through
each
that.
other.
And cool test from yourself, please.
Right.
Difficulty is 4. 4 successes required to it.
Oh,
You do not make a noise.
So 10 plus 1, because I get plus 1 on call now, which is nice. 11 successes. overall.
Sweet. As you just grit your teeth and you feel those
God.
blades slipping free from your hip, slipping out of, and a small part at the back of your mind goes, oh, I think it actually pierced into my bone. Huh. And perhaps that
Really
intellectual,
good needles, though, wouldn't
perhaps, oh yeah, perhaps that intellectual component is one of the
Could be-
reasons why he doesn't scream out. He's too busy thinking of just how sharp that is as you are slid free and pulled up to your feet. Your ankles are all cut up. The side of your leg is cut up. You've currently got 3 bleeding conditions. Take another 3 wounds. As you're going to need medical attention to stop these bleeding out from you each round. And you're not going to be able to get medical attention until you're out of this particular grassy hell. And you are also at automatic increase of +2 difficulty for any athletics test or similar for movement until you get out of here. Can you put your arms around it?
Yeah,
Basically, absolutely can. Where we can then do assisted tests.
Yes, exactly. And also, if he goes,
only assisted tests.
Surely if he's being carried.
But if he's literally being carried, it's different. But then that'll make it very easy for them to possibly topple.
Yeah.
I
I think easier to have like
one person each side and then shuffle very slowly.
I'm like steadying
Okay,
the
so
helpers.
that'll be 1, 2, 3 athletics test. Then
Do I
none
get-
of us would want to
Do I
fail.
get advantage because I
passed.
created my last one?
Oh yeah, I'll do that. That sounds good.
Yeah, you're good at grass.
Yeah.
Thank God, because that's a crit, baby!
Hey!
But only because of the advantage.
Let's just see how he does.
Now watch me
Yeah.
just fuck everything.
11 successes.
Yes!
No, it's not because it's
Damn!
it's a success for me, but because it's
How many successes in total?
2 successes.
2, and the difficulty is increased to 2, so it's just
Yeah.
pass.
Is it?
Yes!
Yes!
You got the number of successes you required.
Christ.
You did it.
Could you
Okay.
imagine if that's how it goes? Just grass. Oh no, fell over dead, gone.
Yeah, Gerhard had weird route.
Killed by the grass. As you reach the other side, another 3 wounds lost.
Okay, that's fine.
And you need to bind yourself up fast.
I mean, I can clearly see he's bleeding, right?
Yes.
So I'll be like
Can-
getting bandages
Yeah.
out.
Okay,
And like,
no.
can other people with heal help him heal?
Yeah.
Or?
No, it'll be an unassisted test for himself.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you can do it yourself.
Sweet.
So people can pass him the things he
With
needs.
my
Yeah.
rope
Yeah.
work, I can tie off the bandages beautifully.
So 5 successes,
How
but
many times have you rolled 58 tonight?
I don't know.
That's at least the
lot.
third I've noticed.
Good for medicine, not so good for athletics.
Yeah.
That'll do. You can effectively staunch the wounds using your bandages.
Yeah.
Your bandages used up for your medical kit.
All of them?
3 of them.
3
Okay,
of them.
so
that's
that's
fine.
3 bleeding wounds worth. As your leg, you have to pull down your trews a bit. Oh, they're all ripped to shreds down the side. You're astounded by just how sharp these are, and again, possibly it might be worth taking some.
Yeah.
Simply because
has
you know
one.
that she.
Is it possible, because carrying these is going to be difficult,
Yeah.
do I have like a little metal tin? Like
You
my
almost certainly have
doctor's
small
pack
jars or something.
In
Yeah,
your,
I'm quite
in
cool
your
with that.
doctor's
In your doctor's
kit.
kit, you'll have lots of them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay, I will. Do you want me to cut some for you?
Yes, if you could, that would be actually very useful.
cool test, please.
Also, I'm
I'll
okay.
cut it out the whole time.
Good.
4 successes.
So, you see
Wait,
why I
now,
asked if it was
swish.
your blood.
And then catch it up inside the glass and stop her, and
So 4
it
successes.
slightly clatters.
It tickles.
It does indeed slightly tinkle.
It's also an amazing
Oh,
booby
good.
trap.
Okay, could I?
It's just grass.
I've forgotten these
You
rules.
just like, if you got something you're wanting to protect, you just do put a couple of blades of grass. People think, oh, it's just a bit of grass. Blood everywhere.
Andy, when it's over 100, your skill's over 100.
Yes, you get +1 for each full 10%.
For each full 10. Okay.
Presumably,
So,
we've got
120,
something we could put it in
field
that we
dressing
could
too.
take quite a big bunch, so we could use it as like.
Like
Caltrops.
Like
Yeah.
caltrops. Caldras.
I'm taking a lot.
I love it, Caldras.
I'll
Love
see
it.
what's in my kit.
I mean, also, if this whole saving the empire malarkey doesn't pan out for us, we could sell those.
Yeah, we could.
That's quite a lot.
There we go.
Pleasure barges don't
Worth noting,
The Cold College would love that.
the rune on the blade again lights up. That spiral square rune lights up in particular. Other runes down the length of the blade pick out in light, but it's that spiral one that particularly gleams out.
I've got
She's-
bandages too. Look.
First aid.
Does
Thanks,
Luke
Katerina.
ever, like with the actual rune things?
Yes.
That rune's exposed.
He's
Nothing-
not heard of
nothing
Barakul
about-
since
Not for a
since
while.
almost the beginning.
Yeah.
Not heard it again.
Maybe he just gets acclimatized to it.
Maybe.
Or maybe Alamenoix Aegis is kind of hiding
Doing
it.
it.
You're on the other side of the grass. We've made good time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just
Have we-
We've gone
No.
through
Are you
it.
okay?
Put our armor
I
back
think
on.
so. I just need to.
Fine.
How many times can I heal myself?
And once.
Per set of wounds.
Yep.
So
Then
you
you
take
wait
more
till
wounds.
the next day, basically.
So field dressing, I can do heal as a free action.
Yes, you can. You
Can
do it
I-
quickly.
Can I do that multiple times to other people? To
Pardon?
clarify.
No, you get one free action with the unless you have the talent again. So
I've done
you
it twice.
So I think that just adds success. As I recall, if you've got the talent, you get to do a free action, which is a heal action. So you get one for the talent.
Right. Okay.
But that's in terms of time. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's good.
yeah, fine.
You know what you're doing. You know how to bandage up quickly.
Yeah, I've healed myself.
Yeah, totally.
Position.
Is
Yeah,
that,
that-
the arm that you've got the scar on? That you've cut?
Yeah.
I'm just being
Fuck.
Yeah, totally. And
Big badass, though.
your arm, you're worried about. You're gonna.
No,
leave-
but it's doing the,
Um,
the twitchy thing.
yeah, you're not feeling much in this finger.
Bit of
You
nerve
think it might
damage.
have caught in one of the nerves right by your elbow, possibly. And this finger's not moving.
Okay.
Magic healing. That's what we need.
Yeah. Oh.
Jizz on him.
The less we discuss
Over to you
magic
guys.
jizz, the better. So
Gerard stiffened slightly.
we're on the other side.
Wait, no, you can press on, right?
Oh no, I can fine. If provided it's not any sort of
Put a
thing
sling.
that I have to travel across, we'll be completely fine.
I will go
Arm slinged
forth
up.
and see what our next trial shall be.
I shall
Perception test.
rustle the packaging on some food.
And as we
And
go
wait.
on,
Nice.
we should be alert to anything we find that might help us get back across that more easily.
Mhm.
4 successes.
I like your optimism.
Yeah. I don't
Got
think
it.
we're coming back
Gotta
this
have faith.
way. But
Skulls.
Recently,
A big pile of skulls looms out of the mist before you. And as you look around, another is hazily in the distance from this point. Skulls.
fresh, old,
Bony.
bone, not
bleached
flesh on them, but
bony
bleached bone. Okay.
Skulls. And moving up, yeah. And there's another pile over there. There's a lot of skulls here.
Going back. There's piles of skulls ahead of us. Bleached. They look old.
I foresaw it.
You did?
What
Wow.
pithy name do you have for this one?
I'm not bothering anymore. It's done.
There might be a
The
chance
bone
that if we
pans.
manage to close this rift, it might go away.
That would be good.
or turn back into something normal.
Birdie suggests the bone cairns, Emmanuel.
For now, I do applaud optimism coming back, but we just need to press on.
Yeah.
We can worry about.
But if we see something,
Yeah,
Mhm.
our
Say
worry
something.
is just getting in now.
Mhm.
Anything other than skulls, nothing moving.
Didn't
Not
appear
yet,
to be.
no.
And is there a path through them this time?
Well, there was a gap between one pile and the next,
There
so
are gaps
yes.
between the cairns, yes.
We'll look at Gerhardt. Good.
We should give back the armor to
Yes.
the people.
Geralt, have you got something to wipe this blood off?
Covered.
Are you all right?
Oh, yes. I mean,
Do we need to bind it up out of the way?
I've done everything I need to
himself.
do. It's all
Right.
good.
Himself.
Where did you end up?
I don't know. I just got swallowed and came out here.
I probably should have done that.
I tried going back.
more
but it
ancient
wouldn't let me.
empire. Would
Okay,
it have
interesting.
anything to do with this druidic nonsense?
I like that. Good test.
Ooh.
He likes it.
Quick.
It's a pass. I've only got 10 advances, so
So-
one success.
Possibly. You have heard from reliable sources how in the past the Tulutans, the most warlike of all the tribes, found themselves stymied near the Grund Ugel, the Green Hills, which nowadays are called the Barren Hills, for
We've been
reasons
there.
that you know.
Yeah.
Because
It's a terrible place. Let's
more spat down on the earth and ruined what was one of the most fertile areas in the empire. It used to be the great fields that fed Aldor. Gone. But in the past, these fields were filled with an ancient folk, and the Tulutans wanted the land for themselves. And they were noted for using rivers as part of their war. And they would somehow manage to cross swiftly from one side to the other, often as entire armies, ambushing in the most unexpected places. According to what you may have heard from very reliable sources.
I mean, heard. Like witnessed from memories. But yeah. No.
Very reliable. What you have perhaps gleaned. This stands in strong contrast to the standard tale that is told by the cult of Sigmar, where the tribes of Sigmar arrived and drove out the others. In this case, no. The others were driving back the Tulutans.
Interesting.
According to that memory. We're on the other side. We've got piles of bones. These piles of bones appear to be large piles of bones. Supernumerate suggests that there are thousands of skulls in there, because a very important component of having supernumerate is obviously counting skulls.
Given he has to distract himself, actually, yes.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
These skulls come from multiple species. There's humans, there's dwarves, there's Skaven. Quite a few of those. There are halflings, there are big ones, and on the fourth pile as you go in, a skull which is pretty much the foundation point of the pile, sticking out with a long horn, which is almost 8 people long, sticking out the end of it. It's bang! Pushing out the far end is about this long. It's probably some sort of dragon
Is
skull.
there elves? Do I see elves?
Lure monsters?
Oh yes, elven skulls also.
I will go on.
Yeah.
That's
It's a dragon
an
skull.
elf
Dragon skull.
for your.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, it's good.
Interesting. They are differently shaped. They are differently shaped to the human skulls.
Would, if I took one, is that... No, just-
I wouldn't advise it.
No.
Dragon
Elven?
skull.
There's a big skull.
What, should he take a skull? I mean,
Maybe on the way out.
on the way back.
Okay, fine.
I went to breastkeep and I got this lousy elves.
Moving through these skulls
Hello.
should be fine. There should be no problems. Dice of Doom, please. I'd like it from Sage, and I would like it from Kath.
Oh, brilliant.
9.
6.
Dudes.
Interesting. Do you wish to move that 9 onto a different number with a fortune point?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
have any fortune
No.
points. Sam.
That's a shame.
Tits.
What about? Oh, it's 9 bad.
Well,
Could you
number,
fix
isn't it?
that roll?
Do we think that it's worth? No.
Oh, your
No,
decision.
well,
He looks pretty ready to go.
Change it to an 8.
I will let you change it and fix it into something else if you wish.
no, I'm going to stick with it.
Good.
No. Fix it.
Oh, gonna die.
29 cultists attack, and we go into the break.
Hello, I'm Ed. I play Gerhardt. This is LAWhammer. It's the break. While you're on break, go over to our Discord. Follow that stuff. Like if you're watching this on YouTube. Is there a break on YouTube? Yeah,
You're a
there's a
break
break
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube. I'm a break on YouTube. If you have the time and energy and cash, go over to Patreon. A large portion of that's free. Rules, maps, some nudie photos of me hidden somewhere. Yeah, that's right, go check it out. And then behind the paywall is the nudie photos of everybody else. Lovely stuff. Enjoy the rest of the show.
The mist swirls and swirls and swirls again as shapes and forms dart out from the gloom. From behind one pile, a maddened cultist, completely naked, pale top to toe, with a skull stamped upon its forehead, comes sprinting out with a wicked, rusted blade and just lashes To the other side, another one screams and hollers an ululating cry to the right. As another one comes in from behind, one jumps up from behind the dragon tooth. Ah! And shakes his mouth. The rest of them wobbling.
Oh, lovely.
They have surprise. Does anyone have any talents that kick off against surprise?
So, Sixth Sense and Combat Aware.
Okay, do your tests for any ones that require the tests.
Does combat aware require a test?
Yes, perception test.
Perception.
Nose for trouble?
Nose for trouble. No, you
have
can
to see
spot.
them.
Yeah. Got to be aware of them. Good. Good.
Just
I'm
6 cents.
not surprised.
6 cents. Oh, it will go.
Yeah.
I'll let it
There's
go.
nothing
So
to
you,
roll.
pardon. Oh, you 6 cents. What does the talent say? Just make sure
I've
I've got the exact wording.
Doc here. I've got
Thank
doc.
you. You go check that out. Okay, which means Alamena wife can actually react first if she wants to pull out, for example, her blade.
Is there one coming for me?
Pardon? Yes.
Yeah, then I'll pull out my.
Okay, so in the swirl of mist, yes.
I mean, technically, you would do the secret test, but there's no point because we all know.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's an intuition test.
Intuition test. I'll do it for him then. Yeah, you're in. You're good.
If he basically knows something's wrong, and then
Yeah, okay, you can react this round. Okay, so start at the top
Hi.
of the round. You can pull out your blade if you wish to do so. Are you doing so?
Yes.
That will be your action. Pulling out, getting ready. Are you moving?
Yes.
Okay, away towards where you're
Wait.
intending to go.
I'm, as always, trying to move into cover. So you know how I do. Just
It's going to be hard. There's so many of them around, so it's just going to be more of a back off, back
well,
off,
I'm
back
in my
off.
stance, right? So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just going
absolutely.
to be dodging.
I mean-
Actually,
Wait,
maybe try
actually,
and retreat behind one of the piles of
Yeah.
skulls. with the
Okay,
gears.
what's your initiative?
My initiative?
didn't you have Barcool
is
out
60.
already?
60, yep, you're ahead.
You were
So
cutting
if you wish, you can just wallop out at one
Yeah,
of the
I
ones
mean,
come
or
at
can I
you.
even
You
charge
never
it?
put it
Oh, yeah.
away.
I mean, it
they're kind of rising up. It's not going to be a full charge.
No,
You
it's just
won't get the charge benefit.
The point is, I'm going to close the distance to try and wrong foot them.
Yeah, love that.
And the Mena wife already had Barcool out. She never.
I think she put
I
it
was
away
cutting
again when you.
grass.
She was
No, that
cutting
was some
grass.
time ago
But
because
it did
you
not
moved
seem-
away from there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one success.
Cool
Worth a
test though.
try.
It was worth a try. So whack.
Yeah.
Wow. -3. So that's
Nice.
4. Give me the damage, please.
First time I've hit someone with my new hammer.
Big hammer swipes out as the cultist comes out and literally screams in his face.
One-handed, so that's plus 10, so that's 14 damage.
As you go, whack!
If he's got a
hits him.
spell in play.
He flies sideways and his feet go passing by your face as he spirals down towards your side there. As we whip round in initiative 2.
Can I
What's your initiative?
also try something that probably won't work, but use my warrior priest talent as a free action
Uh-huh.
to attempt to do a blessing?
Do a blessing.
Success or not success?
Pardon?
Success or not success? Because last time it just didn't happen. So
What are you doing?
I'm looking for a blessing battle. Move something simple.
How many successes?
7.
I'm going to put the...
More than 7 because I got
that's fine.
talents.
I'm going to put the
9.
difficulty up by 3, so that's 6.
Right, I mean, it's
Yeah,
0
that's
to pass normally.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's good.
Awesome. So yeah, I got a blessing battle.
Okay, sweet. Initiative.
43.
43. I am slightly ahead of you, so I'm going to wallop out towards in your direction, but you can react. I've got 2 successes as a nasty, rusted blade swipes out from the mist in your direction, and you...
I just got 8 successes.
8 successes. Yeah, you... Bing!
Fine.
Okay, push that aside.
He's only got his staff out.
Yeah, that'll do. Okay, push that aside. You whack him with that staff if you wish to do so. So your initiative
I'm
was drawing
defend-
Barcool.
yeah, but
okay.
I'm basically pulling it to defend myself.
That was
well,
still
push
gets
on.
his action.
Yes, you'll get your action just a moment. And now, in fact, and then I'll hit everybody else.
He's gonna
Yep, go for
smash the cultist. Oh, kidding. What did you roll?
I mean, I might roll very badly. Fumbled.
Hey, how
oh,
bad
wow.
was your fault?
I've fumbled on -3.
I've rolled 100. which
Oh wow,
is a
you've probably done
minus
worse.
2 fumble.
You could luck your way out of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fortune point it.
Yeah, yep.
5 successes.
And -3, so that's 8. So give me the this was
18 wounds.
Yeah. So this is your attack, isn't it?
Yeah.
Out comes the staff.
Advantage.
Whack! Yep. Advantage. Advantage over to you as well, Andy. Okay.
We haven't fought
attacking
anything in
Birdie.
so long.
Birdie, take 8 damage to the chest. 8.
I have my shield. Can I at least try and offset some?
But no, you're don't roll, don't nothing. You just
All right,
take
no,
8 damage because you're surprised this round.
What?
All right.
Okay,
Armor
well,
is all
it's
your armor.
only 8 damage. Okay, it's
Well,
next to nothing.
It's nothing.
Yeah,
I
but
don't-
we won. One
We
wound.
won,
Unless you're wearing full plate, which is impregnable,
I am.
which allows you to not have the
I
one
am
wound.
wearing
Okay,
like
I hear
that,
donk.
Dunk.
That's pretty
you've made-
depressing.
You've made
Uh,
Okay, don't hit us.
but there are 2. Oh no! Wow. Okay, that one's managed to stab himself badly. I'm going to roll to see how badly because that's
Silly Billy.
wow.
So badly he death blows into his
Silly,
friend.
the poor old cultist, as he comes out completely naked, slices open his own thigh, okay, and howls. The one that you walloped, the eyes are so red,
Good thing
wide,
fancy colour.
and crazy, and you can see them
Oh.
staring.
Bad
into
thing I
you.
can see colour.
Yes.
As we head over towards Gerhardt, you are hit for 3, 7, 12 damage.
Minus toughness.
Minus your toughness, of course.
And armor.
Oh my goodness, what is it with these incredibly rubbish naked cultists? I have 88'd my way into a very interesting position. Let me see what happens there.
Hopefully they'll yeet themselves into the glistening lake.
I thought you told me they're going to death blow themselves into their friend.
That one literally, in an attempt to grapple you, runs right past and impales himself into one of the bony shards.
The dragon skull, come on.
Not quite that one. That is sticking out, a big rib as he goes right through it, and blood dribbles from his face as he slides down the bone.
I'm going to need a doctor.
Hey, you may! Oh my goodness, these are the worst cultists ever. I have not fumbled, but I have severely missed. Come on, what? Oh no, that one hit. Excellent. For not that much. 9 damage, which is going to your arm, and it makes a difference for your armor. And a second one over on you.
Are 2 of them already dead?
It's embarrassing. They're not doing frightfully well.
There's still 27 of them now. So
There is still a fair number to go.
More than 2? Did I not kill my one?
maybe you did.
Yeah.
Kill his.
Elric,
He's dead. He's down.
parry, please. As the second one comes your way, you
7.
ward off, and you ward that blow off, okay? As it's clear that they are almost maddened as they're attempting to strike at you. They're lashing and quite uncareful of their own, let's say,
Well-being.
Yeah, they're not being careful of their own well-being. They're just throwing themselves at you and with a quick couple of backed off whacks.
This isn't
They're
a
off.
safe workplace for them.
This is not a safe workplace.
Not OSHA compliant.
That is the end of the surprise round. We hit our normal rounds where everybody can now act. What's your initiative?
I would
53.
50, you're ahead.
Can't have been surprised. Right?
Sakinsky, I haven't done Sakinsky.
'Cause he
Good
must
point.
be
And
combat
your
only.
squire. Your squire is surprised. Your one is surprised. I'm going to quickly do those as well.
Okay.
Oh, Sakinsky's critted on his defense.
Nice.
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 Which fence?
The defense. Wow. Sakinsky just carved 1 and 2 down the middle of his head into his rib cage,
Amazing.
and the cultist half splits that way and slides down his
Nice.
blade as he howls, pulling out. He does have quick draw. As he then pulls out a second blade and just because he's got fast draw 3.
Shit, him.
And he will also get to act.
They can't move behind him.
Moving cover.
Yeah. He is
Okay,
my
nice.
cover, Yes.
As he goes in, hacks another one in the side, opens up as guts slough out from there, and he kicks him off and then just stamps on his face and he starts punching another one with his fist.
I think we're going to beat chaos. I think we've got
Wow.
this.
Well,
This
I'm
is
also
it.
not convinced these are chaos.
This is the
cultists
best that they've
necessarily.
got. It's fine.
They're
Bring 'em on,
cultists
bring 'em
of some
on.
sort.
Cultists with skulls, you said. on
Top of the
their heads.
round, yes.
Yeah.
Top of the
I mean,
round!
Could be, but they could also be like undead cultists as well.
I think that's a bit of a reach.
Yeah, you're right. We're not surrounded by cairns of bones.
In a place that used to have a giant necromancer.
I mean, you're right.
No, it's
What am I thinking?
It's a bit of a reach.
You're right. I'm clutching at straws.
Anyway, top of the round.
Careful, because they might be sharp.
Just
Top of the round, what are you doing?
I'm
I'll
going
get you to the boat.
I'm
We
going
do-
to attack whatever's in
Okay,
front of me.
slap
If
out
it
one of
doesn't
them
count-
miss.
Not Sakinsky.
Not Sakinsky. If it
Oh,
doesn't
amazing.
count as an assault because I'm already in
Oh,
fight.
no, not at all. Go for it. That is not going to kick off against your path of successes.
1 success.
1 success, that's more than my -2. As you said, he attempts to parry because he failed his parry test. It means you go through the blade.
Nice.
As the blade just parts in two as the rune activates. And your blade buries straight into the center of his skull. And slides down. Doesn't go right through it. Just opens up his face and splits his nose in two.
I'll kick
Nasty.
him off. I'll kick him off.
Yeah, like it.
Is it the same rune? Is it the same rune?
Yep, same rune.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, as an aside, while Calix was doing that, Birdie thinks to herself, I will have lunch with him.
3, 2, 1, you're back in the fight.
Yeah, I'm going to hit them with my sword.
Go
Or attempt
for it.
to.
I
5 successes.
got 1, so that's plus
am
4.
I near Liverpool?
You are quite close.
Oh,
to
so
the
yeah,
round.
drilled, baby.
Oh, drilled.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
as you
can
move
see
in
that.
sync
Might
with
be
them,
wrong too.
seconds he is
And
great.
Sackers needs
Nice.
Bill too, and he will be at lunch. Wait, that's the wrong way round. Never mind. He might be into that.
Maybe he likes pegging.
Maybe he does.
How the hell did we get here in the middle of a fight? It says
Andy, we're always there.
yeah. It's fair.
Your heart's still smiling.
The extra plus damage, please.
So that's 7 plus 13, 20.
Ooh! As you slice into the poor naked man, across one bone cracks as your blade goes across it, and it gets stuck slightly as you slice it off, flinging that body sideways as it pushes in front of you and lands as he howls on the ground.
Do I have someone I can attack?
Oh yeah.
I would like to attack someone, please.
No shortage. So
Wow.
far.
These are doing quite well. What the
Nice, baby. So 10 successes?
No! -4!
10, yeah.
Plus 14!
So
Out comes the hammer!
24 damage.
Sigmar! Boom! How much? 24 did you
24
say?
damage,
Okay,
yeah.
that's so many more wounds than they have. Okay, as wallop, these things are relatively sickly, emaciated things. You hit it in the face and it explodes like a ripe melon. Bits of bone,
Oh
brain,
my
and fly off in different directions. A bit of it gets lodged in Birdie's
I
armour.
was going to ask, what does the pummeling quality do again? But I guess it doesn't matter.
That!
It's done, isn't it?
Clearly.
Yeah, but I think it's on crits. I don't know.
Zeros. Head hits.
Yeah, on it's not. It's a test.
Right, have at thee, sir.
Rapier.
Rapier.
Go for it then.
Yeah, 2 successes.
Oh, god damn it. I got -1. That's still a hit. So that's 3 plus your damage.
3 plus my damage, which is plus 7, so 10. 10 piercing.
As you run right through these, that would normally be from your perspective, a glancing blow, but it sends it down. They're not well. Do yourself an endurance test.
Why has nobody else done this?
Because we're tough as
Because
nails.
we don't have open
So
wounds on our
pass.
arms.
Success.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
Says,
fuck you.
I don't have open wounds. I'm bandaged.
Closed wounds. Hey, you may!
Hi.
You are also above them. What are you doing?
I did fan to the face, ideally.
Slice across, go for it. Do you roll?
You haven't given me any stats to the fan, though.
It's okay,
so-
I did
Oh, don't worry about it.
You guys are re-rolling that. Re-rolling that. Nope.
That's had a special thing that fumbles don't count.
26. No, that's fine. 2 successes.
Oh, nice. Way more than my -6.
Nice.
As the fang slashes across, opens up the face and a part of the shoulder, causing it to back off. The top lip literally flaps free
yeah.
as it attempts to scream, and it just wobbles there in front of you. Cool test, please. It's pretty gross. Opening up someone's face like that.
No. 3 successes.
No, after 50 episodes, you actually get pretty decent at combat, as it turns out, when you want to be. As flap, 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 and we hit Elric.
Smash the closest one.
Okay, wallop out.
7 successes.
-2.
That's 19 wounds.
Ow! As the staff crunches through the chest, breaking the sternum,
Wow.
and causing the staff to get stuck in it for a moment. You have to push it off as it foamy blood spills from its mouth out of his nose, and one eye, without you actually doing anything to it, bursts.
Hey.
Endurance test.
Oh.
It's contagious, isn't it?
5 successes.
No, it's fine.
I'd just like to point out at this point, even though it's apropos of absolutely nothing, I do have resistance disease.
Good to know.
Me
Apropos
too.
of
I thought
nothing.
it once as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thrown it into the mix.
Okay, I've got a good roll. I'm fighting. The first one is against Alan and wife, and I've hit you.
5 successes.
10 successes. As the cultist hands up, slashes downwards, catches you. It's a head hit on the face,
Yeah.
doing a mighty only 10 wounds.
10 wounds.
And it cuts across, but you get one bleeding as you are bleeding badly from your cheek.
10 wounds minus my toughness.
Birdie, you can also.
And scarf armor.
I really don't think this is going to hit you, but you never know, you might fumble.
It's worth a try.
It might.
Oh wait, can I roll my
I
What?
rolled 5 successes.
ward save?
Yes, your dance. Go for it.
No.
Good.
5 successes.
Oh,
No,
it's a 9! It's a 9!
Oh!
Say it, Andy. Say the line.
No.
Remember to add your drill on.
Coises. Fucking
Oh,
bullshit.
yes,
I
I
put it up. I put it up at the start of the episode.
5, 7 defensive.
You've won. You've won. He's battering
Stop
off
it.
your
He's
armor,
already
clattering it. Desperately trying to get a knot. Let me try
I
on
don't get to
yourself.
fight very often.
Oh no! -5.
I've got 5. So
Like 10. So
20 damage.
it says, well, no, you don't do damage.
Oh,
Because
no,
your turn.
okay.
It feels like
It's
we've
just-
just gone to a
you're back-
playground and we're beating
This
up
is
kids.
No,
this is
last
hilarious. I will admit, this is some hilarious dice rolls from my side.
I feel like
Oh,
we
more
should have,
-4 in you.
Kaiser
Okay.
Chief's zombie prom should be playing.
okay.
Yeah.
3 successes.
Yeah, you hold that one off easily as you sidestep around from the side of it. They are almost frenzied, not really paying any attention to really what they're doing. They're not difficult to outmaneuver. Unless, of course, you're Yumi. Oh, no, -3.
I've marked the kill down as a
3
sculpist.
successes.
You're on fire.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Three
No, not yet.
That's how much.
You'll be on fire.
That's more than enough. You bring up.
Do the fans have impaled?
No, they don't.
Oh, shit.
As the fan flips up, it goes for your fan while you're sitting at the side, as it just hacks at your fan,
Like the
getting
metal
absolutely
fan.
nowhere. Quite. It's so, and you're sitting to the side. Being glad you're not on the receiving end of it.
Yeah.
I hit 2 successes.
Let's see. That'll be 7 successes.
I'm so disappointed. You keep your advantage. In fact, I think everybody has kept advantage.
Well, we have advantage because
Oh,
of
yeah,
drills.
Yeah, so we'll always go.
So yeah, the good old drills. You keep your
And
advantage.
+2 to all of our.
If you got it twice, yeah.
Yeah.
How many people are drilled? Like
Oh, I've done way more. I've killed them all in a time.
It's fine.
second, all 4 of you 3 plus
Sackney,
Sackney
plus 3, yeah.
plus
And that's
probably
Squire.
your squire.
Oh,
Your
no.
squire. Ooh.
And But when we build Emmanuel, she will have it as well.
Okay, so we have a problem.
Okay.
Your squire, unless someone somehow intervenes, has just had a blade pushed right through his skull, into his eye, and out the other side. Critted hard.
Can I double check, Andy?
Yes,
Is it an odd numbered crit?
it is an odd numbered crit.
In which case, if he's wearing plate armor, he ignores it. That's what Impregnable does. You ignore odd numbered crits. I just looked up the rules because I wanted to make sure it didn't happen to me.
That sucks!
Unless it's an impale weapon.
It's not! I'm so disappointed! I thought I killed him!
Welcome.
Damn it! Okay, well, that didn't happen. As it hits the armor and slides off
someone did
the
intervene.
helmet!
But with rules, baby!
As it slides off the helmet, let's see if our... okay, can you do a roll, please, for your novitiate?
Yes. Now, we've not built her yet,
That's okay, I'm know what I'm working
but
on.
Loophole was training her in drilled.
Yeah. She hasn't got drilled yet.
She passed with no success.
That'll do.
Getting her nice and drilled. No holes.
Oh, come on, not like that.
That's for the.
The training is important. She's not yet drilled. You can drill her later.
We could all take turns, potentially.
Yeah, we can all help. We're all
Yeah.
drilled, so you know.
Nothing like team drilling.
She is 18, right?
Oh, God, hopefully. I don't want to go on a list.
The end of the round.
I think we all need to have a meeting with HR.
There are a variety of corpses lying around on all sides. Alamena, who I thought was bleeding, isn't. The squire, who I thought was dead, isn't. It's just so disappointing. But there are still a handful of them left.
Okay.
More than a handful, in fact. And they are just coming.
Yep.
But we are top of the round. Alamena, yet more of them dive out from the mist. Are you lashing out?
Yes.
Go for it.
2 successes.
I got 0.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so 2. Oh, that's enough. The runes will activate. As you slice in, and the rune on the other side to the spiral flares up hard.
Nice.
And the body
That hasn't happened before.
and the body breaks around it. Bones crack at the edges. One shatters outwards. And across the length of the blade, ice rhymes up.
But that's new.
Yeah, it's learning.
Or old. Given it, you know.
I've seen ice before.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah,
Ice, you saw ice
when
all the way
it
back at
interacted with my
Wittgenstein.
miracle.
Yeah. There was a connection, most certainly there.
And when I
Magic.
detect magic on it, I got something
Dead, you
to
can
do with
death
ice.
blow because there's another one within.
Oh, amazing!
We don't often get the death blow
That's the
popping out.
dream!
Nice.
And there's another one within range.
Yes! I'll spend a fortune point.
You've
Yes!
got
I
advantage,
only have -1.
I rolled 98.
But
Then I rolled
oh,
6.
double is
6
going to be dead,
successes.
stupid rune sword. As you go straight through that one, crash bash, and into the next, and behead it, causing the head to spin off in that direction. It will land 4 yards in that direction. Okay, spinning over, that's almost towards you, as a head just flies straight past you.
Volley!
Okay.
3
Birdie.
successes.
Sweet. On -4. So.
dead.
Yeah, dead. These things only have like 3 wounds each, pretty much.
I've run out of fingers and toes.
As you run through, the emaciated body gurgles and bubbles as your blade slices back out of it. You cannot death blow because there's not one on you. You have 1 on you. You have 2. You have 1. You have 1 at the moment. So go for it.
Alex got reach though with the staff, right?
Yes, he does. He can reach to another.
9 successes?
9 successes. I have -4. So that's going to be another hammer across the skull.
4.
Straight in the side, broken arm, splinters the arm into the chest and pierces into his lung, and then his heart.
Nice.
Nice. You killed him with his own
Very
bone.
efficient.
Any
Good job.
death blow?
No, you've only got 1 on you at the moment, sadly. Unless you've got a long weapon, like...
I mean, it's got a big hammer.
No, it's
but
not quite big. Big hammer. Gerhard, go for it.
Can I at least then use my move so
Yes,
I'm
you can.
engaging those so that he's not outnumbered?
Absolutely.
Did you do bad?
I did -2.
Huh.
Even with your advantage.
You
That is your feat.
But remember, if you lose,
Fortune point.
Fortune point!
if you lose, you just don't do any damage and you lose your advantage. You
Yeah,
don't
no,
get
I
hurt.
want the advantage.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
Yeah, good. 4 successes.
And what's your damage extra?
7.
Oh, this is more than enough. As you pierce forward, straight through the neck there, out the other side, and then blade pull back, but you can death blow. Go
Which
again.
means...
Which means you can just fight again because you killed someone with a single hit.
And then it goes to the other fellow.
Yeah, the other one who's on you.
Alright.
You pierce through
Oh,
that one,
these
pull
are-
back, and
Oh, so close! 4 successes again.
this one's obviously so frenzied, he's realised that the only way to attack you is by trying to bite your feet. As he collapses to the ground and making a very easy blow downwards to just pierce him through the back, assuming you rolled more than -4.
4 successes.
That's a lot more than -4. Okay, as you pierce through his back, go down, and he... blood bubbling up from his back and spilling out from the front. Hey, you may. This is embarrassingly bad. I can't roll anything above like 50. Everything's above 50. every single roll.
There can't
Minus
be
1.
many left.
7
I think
successes.
we could at least
Yeah.
Yes.
Warfan. Blood
Yay!
sprays from an arterial flow in your direction.
He killed one.
Wasn't there 2 on her?
There
No,
was.
2. Oh, I thought there was
No,
2,
one,
1, 2.
2. No, one on him.
Yeah.
But he's got
So
reach,
you
so he
got
can go
one.
to someone else.
Yeah.
So go for it. It's yourself. Come on.
It's only 2 successes.
Plus
I've
fail.
got 1. I was like, yes. No, so that's 1. What's your
That's
total?
11 damage in total.
Did
That's
you
enough.
already drill them?
That's enough.
Oh yeah, drilled plus 2.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Okay, as baff, 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 crunch as the flaming end of the staff hits into his chest. And
By my count, we're at 18.
My count's 20.
interestingly, lighting his blood on fire.
Physical.
Count the seconds, please.
Oh, I thought I did.
And you can see the splash
Yeah.
of the blood lit up with the flames. Not normal.
Let's go with yours.
You can death blow through to the
Yep, go
next
for it.
one.
I only killed 1.
9 successes.
Plus Calix and Geralt.
Can I have a roll, please, for the squire, and a roll, please, for
Manuel.
I've
So
killed
Geralt.
4 or 5 in total.
Fumbles.
Just now.
Oh, nicely done! You can use your fortune points if that's a shame. He's a noble, he does.
Oh,
So
right.
he's got fortune point.
So let's spend it.
Yeah.
7 successes.
Sweet! That'll do. Oh, crap. Okay, as he just very carefully stabs out from behind the shield, forming up at your back,
Yeah.
protecting you. As Sakensi swirls one blade around and kills 1, 2, 3 before pulling back. Your novitiate?
Well, it does. Was he killed the one that's on the novitiate? No.
Sadly, no.
Well, so I rolled like 62,
Mm-hmm.
but I've got no idea what that would be.
Well, that's
base weapon skills
1
32.
fail. I have 2 fails. Woohoo! Certainly enough to hold it off and not necessarily kill. There's only 3 left.
Oh,
Holy
Okay.
crap.
literally.
Let's see what the first one does. They're frenzied, they're not running. I don't need to roll. I got -5 successes on my attempt to kill your novitiate.
Oh.
Nice.
-5.
We top of the round.
No,
No, this is their
them.
turn.
45, which I'm guessing is a pass.
That's
so
a pass,
4
yeah.
successes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
held off
Yeah.
easily. They're going nowhere near Sakinski because there's no space, so I'm going to presume.
I've got one arm bandaged up, right?
Yeah,
I'm standing right next to you, though.
yeah. So coming out of this, I'm
And
going to
you
send
just
this
killed
one at
2.
you, Birdie. That's -2.
3, 5 successes.
Yeah, see the difference between trained fighters and untrained
How we
fighters.
were.
Yeah, well, no. This is, well,
Yeah.
even then
How
you
we
were
were
better.
2 months ago.
But yeah. Oh, -1 again. And the last one at -1. I'm going to throw this at you. And if you crit, I am going to swear at you.
No, but I got 4 successes.
Sweet. Okay. So again, fan up and before them. They can't make their way around it, cutting themselves slightly across its razor sharp edges. Top of the round, Alamena-Wife, there are 3 left. Are you stabbing out at one?
No, because I'm not in. Yes, from behind.
Okay, so you're going to dart round, stab one in the back, go for it.
Lovely.
Classic rogue maneuver.
Mighty -3 there.
2 successes.
Okay, as you plunge the blade directly through, as the blade pushes up in front of your Warfan and slides out from the one that was attacking you, as it bursts out of its chest, then out the other side, glowing rune at the edge.
Did you write down more fun?
Birdie! I thought that was a good roll. It is not a good roll.
9 successes
Ah.
plus 2, 11. How glad am I put my weapon skill up?
Hey, roll the father, get the last of them.
Yeah.
How do you use fast?
10 successes.
I got use fast. Your heart steps in with fast.
25.
Yeah.
I'm going to parry him instead.
Nice.
2 successes.
2 successes. I have -4. That's enough to kill him. Okay, as the father goes in like this, and your blade just goes whoop straight through the eye socket, out through the nose,
Good
out
thing
the
I
other
rolled
side,
well. Otherwise, I
slicing
might have
back,
accidentally hit you.
causing it to go down. And you're like, oh, okay, that was close. Ha! And suddenly, silence.
The coup de grace.
Except for heavy breathing.
I think we know where the skulls came from. Should we pile these up?
No.
I don't think.
Leopold's going to listen in case they were just
Yeah.
the vanguards.
Perception test, please.
I shall sneak.
What can
into
I,
a different location.
Yeah, 4 successes.
Listen,
No
look.
successes.
Can I do the same?
what can I smell?
It's damp. It's really dodgy for
3
smell.
Yeah,
successes.
and there's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Shit
Well,
and
it's
bone.
whether I recognise any particular ickiness given where I grew
Not
up.
really, no. Not
Okay.
given the circumstance. How did you do?
3 successes.
You got 3, you got 4, did you say? Hands up from father, holding his bloody hammer as he listens out. And in the distance, definitely hears something.
Oh.
A creak of a crow.
Just one, though.
Difficult to be
But-
sure.
Not hundreds.
It's not 100.
Stealth ether.
I mean,
Always.
in the world in which Leopold lives, like that might just be a sign of more passing.
Yeah,
like,
very
because
well, maybe.
Yeah.
we just killed all these people. It might
Yeah.
be that way here.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
A
So we did,
Saginski-
like, would it be appropriate for him to make a prayer to Mor in
Yeah,
this
absolutely,
situation? I
would
think he will do that then. He will make a
Yes.
prayer to Mor.
Sakinski looks at his blades and starts wiping them off on. Oh, fuck. There's literally no cloth in these things. They're
Yes.
just bare corpses. As
Spare scar.
Nice.
Just leave.
Spare scarf.
as
we all use it.
where'd they fucking come from?
I didn't hear
The men
a
white
thing.
scout you would have seen if they were. I don't know.
What were they eating?
Not much by the looks.
Aye. Look at them. Pokes at one of them. They're all skin and bone.
Elric is, and this is my idea, no one else's, no one in chat especially. While he has him on, he is going to crack off a couple of those dragon teeth.
That will require something that can cut through it. They are big.
You got one of them hammers.
It's
It's
organic.
organic.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's organic.
could-
Won't
could
work
I
for the.
Hit it with a hammer, would that help?
Yeah, hammer probably
Yeah.
do quite well at that. Bash, 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 working it and break it out. You want some of the smaller ones because the big ones will just
Yeah.
be infeasibly large to take.
I got my spell ingredient.
Hey!
Oh, can you imagine? bigger the reagent, right? The bigger the spell.
Sadly, no. Oh, boom!
But if you fail to cast a spell, you can use it as a club.
You can get yourself a couple of the smaller ones, okay, and prepare them for later with a mark of you.
Quickly pull out his amazingly mediocre dagger.
It's a great dagger.
No. The first one that he made.
It's a great dagger. Don't
Actually,
demean your own
mediocre
skill.
is probably talking it up.
It really is talking about it. It was a bad dagger.
Shoddy dagger.
Yeah, forging forward, that episode very much clearly showed just how good he was at making daggers.
Acceptable, I think,
Yeah,
was
no,
thrown
no,
about.
You can start whittling away there as you're making way along, although you may want to do that later when there's perhaps not lots of crazy guys running
I think
around.
he's going to do one quick one.
And scrape out the rune of actually onto it.
Meanwhile, I was about to do before we were attacked by a load of cultists. I'm going to kind of rustle the packaging round.
Aluminium, can I have a cool test, please? You took a crit. Did anyone else? Oh, you took a crit earlier. We haven't done
Aluminium.
that one earlier. Yeah, you took a bleeding. Oh, you missed it. But you took a crit earlier when you fell into the grass.
Like
Forgot
that,
to mark it
remember?
because you might pick up stress. So can you do a cool test for that one?
Did I not fix that when I did my healing?
But it doesn't get rid of the stress if you got
Mental
it.
trauma.
Yeah, I mean, if you pass the test, you'll be fine.
What we're doing, sorry?
I just a cool test.
Oh,
Just never want to lie
This is
down
me
in a
and you're
park.
crit. And
You're fine, right?
yeah, I'm fine.
There you go.
Eight successes.
Easy.
wow, you're so cool.
I am pretty cool. I put on some sunglasses.
Oh, you're like Christian Slater. True romance, you're so cool.
Sure. Don't
That's a
know that
reference no
reference.
one's ever talked about.
What? Me and my friend Ariana love that film.
That is made up.
These young whippersnappers don't know.
I know.
I know the film. I just people don't reference it.
People are wrong.
I do the Val Kilmer Elvis bit quite a lot. Love you, Clarence.
Wow. We are in a small field of bone surrounded by piles of skulls and corpses. A lot of corpses. They are all male, every last one of them. They all have crude tattoos of skulls upon their heads, those that still have heads, those that don't have caved in heads, or otherwise have lost their tattoos due to...
A separate head over here we can check.
Yeah, indeed. Yep. Tattoo. It flew right by Gerhardt. But beyond that, that's it. Sakinski will go, Hey, we should get out of here.
Mhm.
Unless there's more.
Agreed.
Right.
Which
And the
way?
middle-aged
I've lost
scout,
track
right?
of which way's way. Anyone got orientation?
Yes.
So anyone with orientation can immediately point out the direction where the tower should be. Don't even need to roll.
Are they both pointing in the same direction? Just to be sure.
Yes, they are.
Good.
Like, on cue.
Right. Let's go.
The next almost half an hour is a trudge through stony, loose, scree-ridden environments. Yes.
While we're walking, can I get my wound cleaned and stuff? Because I got hit.
Yeah.
And I don't have that much health.
Mm-hmm.
Loads.
Okay, cool.
You're about to fall. Anyone else?
It's
No, I've
For
got
all
stuff
it's
on
summer.
my arm.
cold. We are, after all, up in the mountains. At about the half-hour mark, the mist significantly lessens. And you get a brief moment where you can see a large amount of what lies around you. And there is all manner of stubby half-trees. Lots of boulders and rocks. The rise of the mountains, but you are most certainly in some form of bowl.
Oh, no.
And in the very center of this bowl is the tower that you're making your way towards. The surrounding territory, though, is not flat. There's ridges, there's crests, there's rises and dips. The tallest part isn't the center point where the tower is. There's an escarpment sitting right beside it, for example. You could look down into it. From Elric's perspective, the winds are growing increasingly, but incrementally. It's very small, stronger. He's almost at the point where he thinks that channeling would be a good idea. Okay, yeah, no, that's obviously stupid, but it's still a cool test.
One success.
I have the power. You might want to spend a fortune point to increase it.
Do you still have your
Yeah.
fixed roll?
Yeah. A fortune point.
Yep, cool. That's enough. It's difficulty 2.
If we don't use our fixed roll tonight, does it carry
It
over?
does not.
Right. Noted. What time is it? Okay, got it.
Good. Someone's about to get critted.
Come on, Dagmar.
Dagmar, just
appear
appear.
out of nowhere.
Dong! Arrow in the eye. Nicely done. The mist quickly descends again, but it gives you that brief moment of the space that you're in. There aren't monsters or horrible things or wraiths or skeletons running around, but every once in a while you pass by a bone or another skull or another shattered piece of person. There's little in the way of lurid, strange terrain after the weirdness of the grass and then the pile of skulls. It's almost like the closer you're getting to it, the less effect it's having. It's, if anything, seems stranger.
Well, except that we're not convinced that the weirdness was coming from the keep. If it was coming from a spill from a gate, the gate might not be in the keep.
Yeah, it's in the keep. There's absolutely no doubt in your mind where it's coming from. Literally not.
What if it spilled out and then the gate was closed again?
Waves. There's
Or
lots of
there's
potential.
protection spells around the keep, so we had to go
It
further up.
cools on the outside.
Whatever it is not closed.
It's about 50, 60 heartbeats after the big withdrawing of the mist and the pulling back in again, which affects your senses also because it takes away all the deadening. It gives you the expanse that lies around you. That you almost stumble, feeling like there is a great hole beneath you. No one else sees, perceives, or is aware of this as he teeters slightly on the edge of what feels like a great drop.
Are you okay,
An
Father?
edge that leads into depths of caverns and towers and things and maybe even light, and then it's just gone. It's just the ground beneath your feet.
Everything okay?
Just very tentatively tap it with one foot.
Yeah, it seems fine.
It's Earth. You're
The
okay.
floor is there.
I saw what lies beneath again.
A city, you said.
Yeah, but a long way below.
Well,
Yeah.
we do know that there's tunnels.
And
This isn't tunnels, this is a city.
It's very,
Towers.
it's very possible that it's part of the Under Empire.
That's your lot, isn't it? You keep shaking your bag of food. Is that for them, or is that...
No, meat pie ran off.
Oh.
We had a disagreement. I wanted him to bark to let you know that everything was fine. He took exception to it, bit me, and then fucked off. But
Right.
I'm hoping he comes back.
By the way, are we walking in the direction of the cultists' tracks? Or I'm assuming they left tracks.
There was no obvious tracks. It was a bony field that you were standing
Oh,
on. At the
fair
time.
enough.
Popped out of
Yeah. Who knows where they came from? So Elric, as you're pressing forwards, and Alamenowith, as you're scouting on the edges, you've got a choice. You can either make your way directly for the front entrance, which gives you an opportunity to just walk right in. Or alternatively, because we're obviously going in that direction, you can move up towards the escarpment to look down upon it, to perhaps gain a vantage point where one could look.
Having seen what I think is maybe the city that lies underneath,
Yes.
can I make a navigation roll or another appropriate skill in terms of a bit that I think might be close beneath the surface to head to?
In what regard?
In what regard, like maybe there's a tower that's close beneath the surface there that we could cut through a piece of rock and get into instead of going through the front door.
I mean, if that's the case, then right by where your feet were.
Well, right by my feet, there's a giant chasm. I don't want to fall through a giant
Well,
chasm.
quite.
That's what I'm saying. Is there a bit where it's closer to the surface?
Yeah, no, not really, because it was just like a chasm and city underneath it.
And
So
there was nothing connecting to the Brass Keep,
no.
even though he got the sense that
You
was the
don't know
top
where-
of that city.
You don't know where Brasskeep is. Where
mean,
you're currently
but-
sitting, it's in that direction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The other point stands that, like, why go through a front door when we can just make our own door?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very true.
but he's worried if we cut through, there'll be a big hole and we'll fall.
Yeah.
But maybe.
Oh, no, I mean just into the keep itself rather than down.
Mhm.
Well, because didn't somebody say that there are runes keeping something inside it,
Well, yes.
and we might not want to break those runes.
And also they'll feel it being used. Right?
Elric, he'll push. I think we should scout like
So scout high or scout low?
high.
High. Go up to the escarpment. Sounds good. Okay.
And Leopold is going to be alert to any more of these flashes below, and that's what he's looking for.
Yep.
A bit that's close below the surface.
Does anyone have a watch?
If we're on top of a city, does it stealth urban count?
No. So, as you make your way up along the ridge, occasionally the mist subsides. You have to be careful because you obviously don't want to go across over said ridge. Alamenowith can scout you out a path to follow that will hopefully take you away from it. Until eventually, after about another 15 minutes, another quarter bell has passed. You stand over a misty valley, and the single tower that rises almost to a point of Brass Keep can be seen. Brass Keep is a bad name. It doesn't look like it's brass, for those of you who can see. It looks like it's made of stone, granite, although to Alamenowith's eyes, over by the far side, there is most certainly pink granite in there somewhere. And it's reflecting slightly against the shimmering light from the mist. Yes.
I think we don't know the content of the little pre-stream bit at the beginning with the question.
You absolutely do not.
So Leopold wouldn't think to use his language Casalid to see if he could think of anything
No.
else that Brass Keep might
No, sadly.
It's fine.
I mean,
Sadly.
someone knows.
Well, yeah, but someone did not say.
Well, there was
So we've got our rise out from the mist, but we can't see the potential of the curtain wall or whatever else there might be down there because it is completely covered by it. And it sits almost like a blanket over the entirety of this section. It's difficult to tell what sort of terrain that you've got down there, but you can see the upper levels. And now that we're this close, the upper levels don't look as blank as they did at a distance. Green light gathers at some of the windows.
That's not good.
This is not green light, sadly you can see. So you're unaware of it. You're just aware of the vague wrongness in that direction. But for everyone else, green light is spilling out from several of those. It'd be unfair to call them windows. Most of them are just holes. It's an ancient building. And it's not so much a tower as it's a collapse.
now we've got the vantage point. Nancy. I have heard a friend who used to live in Middenheim, Tanavin, told me that this used to be Elven, maybe, but the name Brass may come from the dwarves. It seems like it has been used Many times by many different peoples.
Brass. It's just a standard dwarven word.
I'm more thinking whether keep, because it's not really a keep. It's not like a normal castle. Could that be a bastardization of a dwarf word that would have followed it as a suffix?
Is the shade of green
Yeah,
a
pass.
familiar shade of green?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
I can't get more than one because
Yeah, you're unsure. But what you are sure of is that brass, as in bras, it would suggest that the keep part, it would have been an extra suffix, suggesting the metals that may have been smelted here, if indeed that was the case. But there's not really one that you're aware of that's keep as you move through.
What I think is like maybe it wouldn't be a metal, right? Because maybe I know dwarfs aren't big on metaphors,
No, they're not.
but if it's about alloying, if it's about blending something, maybe it's a blend of something else. Like I don't know, like what's the dwarf word for elf? It's elgi, right? So that wouldn't work. But like if it was a place where dwarfs and someone
I'm
else
happy to drop him in. He definitely thinks it could be the root.
Yeah.
But he's not certain what the root is. But
If he's any dwarf runes when he's in though.
it would suggest that if that were the case, then it would have been named for what the dwarves put in place.
So like maybe like a protection or a warding or a
Could be.
something. Yeah.
Keep this thing.
Is there any other places that over time dwarves or elves would have lived in? Usually aren't they always separate, like?
Not if it's long enough ago.
Or they saw it as a point of honour that they'd acquired it.
While we're talking, Lupo's going to attempt an augury just in case something good happens.
Why don't you do an augury to check if brass keeps good or bad?
Yeah, well, I mean, I passed, so I suspect it's going to be bad. I was hoping for the crit for something good. I did not get the crit.
Bad.
Bad.
Birdie,
Brass keep is bad.
Bad. It's very bad.
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 Birdie makes the observation that shade of green suggests that some familiar friends are already there.
We should have brought lead boxes.
Yes, we probably should.
Sakinski looks down and goes, "It wasn't this bad last time I was here.
Mm-hmm.
It was a ruin, but it's different."
It's occupied now.
It's cult central now.
I wonder what would be our best plan of attack.
And as you say that,
Wait.
missed parts.
I mean, as he says that.
Do you wish to use that as your question?
Yes, please.
Excellent.
You're welcome. It's so close to a crit, but it's a pass.
Pass. Snarling of wolves emits from his throat, although you think that you are hearing it. He is snarling like a wolf.
Nice.
Yeah. Snarling like a wolf. No, it's not a wolf. It's a hound. It's a hound. It's a hound. And you can hear it pursuing, coming. It has been set on the scent. The hounds are coming. And the mist spreads out before you as he's sitting there. Which is obviously normal behaviour. Upon seeing parting mist. And down below, the keep is occupied. We expected this, but not by this. White wolves. Wolf pelts. Bearing axes. At the front gates, 8 of them, standing out over a gorge that spirals around it in a circle that you'll need to somehow negotiate. A gate would once have stood and one presumes been lowered, but it's just planks that are spread across it. Long bits of wood. On top of one of the walls, another white wolf standing there, picking at its teeth with his third arm.
There we go.
Yeah.
Over there, another white wolf is biting into what looks like one of the skull cultists. As he pulls out a bit of gut Blood spilling down his face, across his beard, as he chews at the tubes. And over there at the back, okay. Yeah, that's a white wolf, sure. If white wolves have wings. A pair of red wings is spread and folds back in and spreads out again as the white wolf, looking like a white wolf, is out. His nose lifting. Quite distant, but they're not looking up here. They're looking out towards the main road and path that leads up to here. Fortunately, you didn't go through the front road. That is almost certainly what would have been met.
Yes.
It has in its hands a large cavalry hammer, which it's holding as it is looking down. And then it swoops and flies scudding into the mist, where you hear a "Ah!" These are not purple hand cultists. Or if they are, they're pretty strange looking purple hand cultists.
Are they just white wolves that have been here too long?
Possibly.
Or
Or
caught
twice.
in the wash from the gate?
Possibly.
Possibly.
They could have been loyal wolves only a few weeks ago.
No one would be allowed to go to the keep, right? You can stay in the battlements
You're not meant
around
to.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they don't.
It doesn't, indeed, I mean, you're not allowed here. Has it stopped you?
We got permission.
You got permission.
Oh, no, that's fair. No, I retract. I retract.
Living conclave.
We're mostly law-abiding citizens.
Mostly.
So we need to find another way in.
Sakinski goes, fuck me.
Not now, darling.
All right. He tries to fight a blush. As he goes, we have to do something about that.
No, we have to fulfill our mission first.
Mhm.
So if we've got an alternative way to get in,
We take that.
we take that way.
But we would need to pass word and let Mindenheim know.
All the way through this, he's sitting there going, "Arr,
How are you?
We're so used to it.
I love that you just ignore how random movements become.
I mean, at least he's not shit himself.
My phone shakes.
Oh, shit's up for quite a while. It's
as you shake slightly and a little bit of froth appears at the side of his mouth as he
All right.
Can I slap him to break him out of it?
whack.
Bite her gauntlet.
Not again.
Run
As
off with me, pie.
Wallach, stars fill what amounts to whatever you call your vision as your head reels briefly and you know it's how they've hidden themselves. They're under the cultists. The purple hand hide themselves under cultists of the blood god. Their brass keep. And it hides all of their rituals because it is inherently anti-magical.
I mean, that would explain the piles
And
of skulls.
Yeah.
The enormous amount of magic supposedly coming from here suggests they're probably as confused as you. They don't understand what's going on. Oh, but they do. Because you see something that no one else can see. Because you don't really see. Down in the courtyard, reality itself has a rent. But we're not talking about a nice little rift with things. No. It is the rent. And it's red. With skin as strong as steel. And a great hell blade forged in the depths of the realms of chaos.
What? No.
It lies on the other side of the wall, and it is just lying in wait. 3 curled pairs of horns upon its long head, jagged teeth, and it sits cross-legged almost, waiting, holding its blade, because it knows that something is coming. Because the hounds have been sent. There is prey to find. The question is who's the prey? And I have purposely not decided this.
We're Jaegers.
Because
Yeah, we're not the prey.
someone
We're
is
also
fucking
invisible.
with things around here.
Mm.
Everyone gather around.
And I know who the prey should be.
Oh, that's going to be Leopold, isn't it?
So let's
Lucas.
find out who the prey is. Now, if I roll
Maybe that
a
was
1,
genius tactical maneuver that you did.
if I roll a 1, it is one of you. If I roll a 2, it is someone associated with you.
Okay. Right.
If I roll something else, very much not. If I roll a 9, you might be laughing a lot.
9.
I think we can guess who that might be.
Wait! It's only our roll. You can fix. Damn it.
Yeah.
9.
9. It's a 9.
It's 5.
It's a 5.
Okay.
So I just kind of like.
Can
better
you use
than a 3.
Savior on that?
It's better than
Yeah,
a
I'm
1, 2,
guessing
or
I
3.
can't use Savior on that.
Yeah, no. As
In the middle, Jim.
it sits there, waiting for the blood. The wolves, apparently, are entirely fine with this. Entirely fine. But there is a demon down there.
Mm.
A demon guarding the gates to Brass Keep.
That is not good.
Kick the shit out of the cultist. What's a demon? Right?
Let's hope the play's inside and he's just going to go back in. That would be amazing.
As Sakinski goes, well, you know, they're legal. Now, fucking Empire's fucked.
It's not just them. There's a demon in there behind the gate.
What?
What?
A demon is waiting.
Is there another way in?
The hounds are out hunting their prey. And it's waiting.
Is the demon the thing that it's meant to keep in, or is this unrelated?
I mean, it doesn't look trapped. It's waiting.
Right.
Is there a gate thing there then? Is that where all this is coming from?
No.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know how much he did know. Well, I suppose he knows what you told him in the vision.
Yeah.
So he can infer something
You can
without
infer
having
whatever you wish.
without having
Yeah.
the tainted skill. Hurrah! I think that the demon is inherently anti-magical.
Oh. And that's what we're sensing?
So perhaps that's why things are less weird.
Well, that's
Close to the
terrifying.
Closer.
It's not close to the keep, it's close to it.
That's terrifying because how bad is it where the source of the magic is then?
It, to your vision, moves. You can sense its wrongness moving. And it's moving towards what would have been once the ironclad gate. It might even move into line of sight for normal folks.
Back,
Yeah.
down. It's coming out. Get back.
Do not look at it.
Typically,
Because we can go behind the bridge.
I will
Down
keep
behind the
watch.
ridge, and it glows. You see its imminence before you see it. A red, ruddy glow. One of the wolves turns round as it comes up and just drops down as it walks out. It isn't that big. This is not a towering entity. Not much taller than a man. Around its neck, a great spiked collar of black that to your vision is black. All light is absorbed by it and your senses can barely accept its existence. The blade screams to you as it shifts, being held in its red, clawed hand. As it looks from side to side and then hops off into the chasm and drops, carrying its red glow with it. As one of the wolves looks over, turns round, another one laughs, and that one is clearly making signs of being quite relieved to see that thing
Thank
go.
God the boss is gone.
Do you know what this? If it's anti-magical, surely the things that were here to keep in whatever is keeping things in had magical properties, right?
Could also be religious, maybe.
Yeah, and there's magic and magic, right?
I thought the whole point was
It's
actually
neutralised.
So are we going to
careful. Well,
make a run for it now?
Like, do
while
we
it's
go and
away?
do it?
This is the only time, right?
Yeah.
There's
Hunting
keep.
is
There's
great.
only going to be
Unless there's
one
another
entrance
way
and
in.
exit, unless we make our own.
Unless
But-
we make one.
You could go around the side, but there's basically a chasm all the way around it.
and typically keeps aren't going to have, from
back
the name,
door.
Yeah.
you're not going to have. Oh,
Yeah. So unless you've got an easy way to jump across a chasm and make your hole in the side, you've got a hole in your side tool, but you don't have a jump across tool unless you do.
How big is the chasm?
It's not that big. You're talking. They've got some long planks that are covering it. It's only around about 5-6 paces.
Yeah, but
it's
is
not that
there
wide.
a sheer wall on the other side or
It varies.
yeah,
It varies.
a walkway?
At some
'Cause you
points
wouldn't want
there's-
to jump over and get
And then-
stuck on a wall.
I mean, I think we wouldn't want to jump over given our athletics.
yeah.
It's whether somebody could jump and provide a really
Well,
cross.
a Menowife's not that heavy.
Do you think Sakinsky could throw me?
Yeah.
Toss me.
I do think though, like in terms of the party's abilities, just going through the front door now is our best
Quickly,
bet.
while it's away.
okay, so we
Could we
Charging.
show our silver claw and tell the white wolves that we're...
Well,
Euros.
it depends whether
If they're
the
genuine white
terms-
wolves, that would work.
They might be okay with it. I don't know.
they are just mutated.
Or we could say they're
wolves.
part of us. They're mutations. Oh no, I've got a wolf claw on my chest.
I
Winged.
actually do.
The winged
Oh, yeah.
mutant
Oh,
white
right.
wolf is now coming out of the mist, dragging 2 corpses behind him. He tosses, almost as if it's nothing, one of the skull cultists, now dead, over at the feet on the planks of the ones that are there. There's a genuine reaction of what appears to be humour, or at least good nature, as that one's picked up and he breaks the leg off and starts eating.
How many white wolves does it look like there are?
You spotted not more than maybe 6.
Okay, and are we within firing range?
You are some distance away. I mean, you're long range for your bow, but yes.
No, it's just not. You can just run.
No, but we could try and draw them out.
But the other problem is if they see us coming, what if they just pull the plank back? I mean, they probably won't. They look like they want to scrap, but what if they don't?
And if they're fully trained white wolves?
We're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. We couldn't.
He says, I've faced off against
Yeah.
the wolf. He had me.
6 of them is a lot.
Yes.
You may better
Particularly-
shoot them.
Yes.
Enhanced as they may be.
That might call the guy back, though.
Yeah, it's not that.
Well, shall I shoot them?
We could do.
I don't think my bow reaches them, though, right? From
And
here.
not for that, you've got a short bow.
You can be ready if they start coming.
Sure.
I suppose you want to take out the winged one first, right?
Yeah, I think,
You fix
a
rolling.
crit on the winged one.
Yeah,
might
I
be
can
quite
add a crit
nice.
And
Yeah.
bearing in mind, it's impale elf arrows, right? So you could potentially get a higher crit.
You do it on a 90.
Yeah.
Take your time, aim,
Yeah.
fill it up, get up to your maximum skill, take the shot.
And
I
roll
love
a
it.
crit.
Up from up here or from closer so we can then run in the kerfuffle?
It's entirely up to yourself.
Well,
do we want a
Explore
lore
warfare.
warfare?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What range do we have? We've got your bow, her bow,
Yeah.
1 shot, 2 shots,
2
maybe.
shots.
But that's it, right?
Yeah, Sakinsky got
Sakinsky,
nothing.
your shots
No,
were quite close
nothing.
range as well.
Your
Turns
squire.
out I had 2 fireworks, so technically I have a firework.
Why don't we could do Alaminwide, you can move faster than most, right? Why don't you do what you do best, which is distract? We can approach from a certain direction. Yes, we all have to converge on the bridge at some point, but if you shoot from, let's say, if we're looking at
Do you
A
think
howl echoes around the crater,
Oh, it's the wall behind us.
and it sounds close. It sounds cool test.
Does it sound like Roleplaying just did?
8 successes.
5
Three.
successes.
7.
Sweet.
Oh, well. Crit.
Oh,
Hey.
sweet. Okay, that being the case,
Oh,
you are immune to the fear and potential terror that this entity causes until the end of next session. So if I call one out, okay, you call me right back in it. Because I'll forget. And yeah, everyone else is fine too. It is a blood-curdling howl. But it is arguably much, much more acceptable than what comes bounding out of the mist in front of the keep. A great hound with blood red flesh. A frill spread out at its neck of green, dripping with blood down its front from its teeth. Its head is easily that big, with each tooth, you presume, at least so large. A mighty collar around its neck and chains coming from its back legs. Down the length of it are scales. And it bounds straight into one of the knights, tearing it into pieces as the other one runs.
Oh, okay.
As you hear through the half echoes from down there, Bloodhound! Up above, winged one takes off.
Fair.
And leaves. And dives down into the mist on the other side. The one that got attacked isn't going to be doing anything else other than dying and screaming as it is torn to pieces by the bloody hound. That hound you knew was coming has arrived, and it's not coming for you.
But if that was the prey, why did the other demon go?
It was just in the way.
Well, I mean, yay? Result?
Where it goes.
I mean, there might be, at the bottom of the chasm, there might be another way into the keep.
It then bounces into the chasm where you hear a bellow. Blood for the blood god!
Okay,
From
let's
down
go.
below.
Let's go.
Well, they're discombobulated.
Yes.
Are we all?
By the way, for the record, as soon as Buck started, Alan Enway covered her ears.
If for nothing else, just because it was loud.
Yeah.
Like,
No, she just literally did it.
Okay,
Let's go.
Stealth.
Stealth ether. Stealth rural.
stealth ether.
Stealth
Yeah.
everything.
Okay.
Stealth elf.
Shadows.
Night.
Geralt.
We are fine.
Has your squire got a coconut behind you?
Is there
And
any
my
cover?
brother on a
Andrew,
stick.
is there any cover outside
There's
the
cover
entrance?
everywhere,
So
yeah.
what I'm going to do
There's
is
all
go
manner
on
of
ahead,
oversized
go on
bits of
ahead.
trees,
So-
broken stumps, and as you're getting down and moving over, you notice that what appeared at a distance to be piles of stone, that one's a shard of crystal.
Oh.
Grey and broken. And there's one there that's, oh, you know what they are. Each of the winds of magic can crystallize when there is an extraordinary amount. And the fact that they're here and you're not feeling the winds anywhere near as strong as you did, now we're getting closer. If anything, it's going the opposite way to what you expected. These crystal shards, this is solidified magic.
You know which particular.
By colour. That's great.
Just
That's
colour,
yellow.
okay.
That's, yeah, quite. Amber. Right there. A shard of amethyst. Dirty, blackish amethyst. But nevertheless, this is the winds of magic equivalent to warpstone. And somehow it's fractured, possibly by the very fact that there is not cultists of Zinch sitting at the top. It would probably all turn to warpstone. If anything, it's safer,
Told you it was safe if we got in the keep.
amusingly.
It's safe.
Elrin, shall
Brr.
as we're walking, shall I run ahead, get into cover, and cover you all as you go in and follow up?
Go. Yeah.
Is that
Good idea.
lore warfare?
Maybe you may alongside. No.
No,
Speedwise.
just faster.
So, I need to know what everyone plans to do. Let's start at the bottom of the initiative tree.
Just.
I don't want to.
No. He doesn't want to do it. He's doing it.
Yep.
Enter. Just.
So you're going for the main gate.
Yeah.
Moving up towards there. You may.
Is there still a rift? Like he left, but is there still a open?
You never saw any rift.
Okay, cool. But
so
like,
you don't know.
I guess I shall ask that as we're walking.
Ask what? Why would you ask if you don't know about it?
Because he told.
He said there was a demon.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
okay.
didn't
Yeah.
say there was.
Fine, I guess I
Demon is
won't.
So position yourself in terms of where.
From Leopold's perspective, the demon was the rift. there may still be a rift, but he can't perceive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
quite. So,
It's all demons.
position yourself in terms of where Elric is. So, are you ahead, behind?
behind.
Yeah, I
for
figured
sure.
that might be the case. Left, right.
I'm trying to be stealthy.
Okay, so you're pulling on down, watching the gate ahead, lest anything should pull out from it, and letting the crazy bright wizard take the lead.
Yes.
Sounds good. Gerhardt, where are you?
A similar sort of vibe in terms of just head down,
Yep.
ready to crack on. I have pulled a pistol.
Yep.
And I have my rapier out as well.
Rapier.
I am pondering the concept, because I was told that demons can't come into the physical realm without the use of magic. So the idea that there is a lack of magic in the area, and yet we're still seeing demonic presence.
It's certainly some philosophy for him to
does that
consider.
mean?
Yep. What does it mean?
Can I have a roll for that?
Is that
Absolutely
is that a
not, but you
dangerous
can
thing to
definitely think about it. Fun Leopold.
On Elric's shoulder.
On Elric's shoulder, stomping in.
Oh, no, on his shoulder.
Braziers, ow! I'll take the other side.
Okay, other side, love it. Alameda Wife.
I'm going to scout off to the side, hide and cover them as they're going in, and then follow up behind
Okay,
them.
so you're going to go off that side.
Essentially to see whether we're about to get ambushed from outside.
So perfect.
inside.
Sakinski will sum up by your side. You're she's most near novitiate. Gonna hang back with them. Doesn't want to be too far away, but doesn't want to be too close. By back, your squire will be beside you on that side. So Sakinski will be on the other side of that.
Yeah.
That sounds good. So that's a group
cover
moving
it.
towards. Yes.
Does Yume know anything about Nepalese versions of bloodhounds or anything like that? Cool.
Nope. And nope.
I've realised-
Sadly, she's only got the good side. The camel.
Of course, yeah.
Friendly demons.
I probably can't draw both things because I've fucked my arm up.
Oh yeah, good point.
So I'll just rapier out for
Well,
now.
you could
But-
hold the pistol in your hand with your rapier out.
Sorry, I do have a question for regarding the Yume question.
Yes.
But did the Bloodhound seem like a cameo of balance to her?
No.
Okay.
She doesn't understand enough of it to be certain on those things yet. So, yeah. What do we have? As you make your way down, you form up, others sit down at the back. What are you intending to do with your bow?
Have it out and ready to go.
Okay, just in case you had plans for shooting anyone in particular.
Well, I'll be looking at the chasm in case the guy swoops up from there, or
Seems good.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
I'm ready.
Good.
To take a shot.
And you're not throwing yourself.
I am not throwing away my.
As you make yourselves forwards towards the open maw, and there you begin to hear the sounds of a fight.
Oh.
There's a white wolf facing off against the hound. And the hound is twisted up on his own. He's just battering it with his hammer, holding on to its collar, keeping its face just where it bats into the side.
Is it the same hound, do we think?
Oh, yeah.
The first hand jumped down.
No, it didn't go down into the castle. It went into the keep.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
See, none
I
of us
understood that
understood
he
that.
jumped
Yeah,
down.
it very much sounded like you
We
said he
all-
went to the castle.
Yes, we
Sadly, he
we
did
thought
not.
the hound had gone.
No.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh.
happy
would-
for it to be a mistake, though, on your part. In
Of
that
course you're
it's
happy
very
for it to be
easy.
a mistake.
Damn right. Given the
Retreat
nature
to
of
Alan and cover.
the surroundings that you're in, it's up there.
How far in is this fight taking place?
It's at about 20 paces within the walls. You're like, oh!
Are there corridors?
You've no idea. Yep.
You might be able to sneak past.
Or,
might.
well, all we need to do is get across and then round the back and cut our own way in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what Loophole will say to Elric, if he's listening,
Sorry.
is all we need to do is get across and then round the back.
Oh,
and
we
cut our
push
own way
on.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. But we don't go through there. We sneak around the back and cut our own way in so we don't get stuck in the fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where are you going?
We're going to carry on until we get across the planks.
Okay, yep.
And then we'll run around the back of the castle and not go through the front.
Yeah.
And once they're across the planks and going into, I'm going to have to run, but I'll keep an eye out from behind.
Are the planks just planks?
Yeah.
Could always
Should we just?
pull them in.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
wait for me.
Before we. Okay. No, you'll be fine.
Well, I mean, you probably could jump over the
Later
gate.
we'll find out. Oh, I can fly, by the way.
So yeah, we can
can't?
pull those planks out.
So,
as well.
this hound, as we draw closer to it, is terrifying. This knight, whom you assumed was maybe 6 foot tall, is 12.
Holy guacamole.
Yeah.
And he's holding it, bashing at its skull. It's huge. At a distance, you might have been confused, but no, up close, he's just enormous.
Like, this is the stupid kind of thing you think about, but he's obviously, if he's recognisably a white wolf, he's presumably attired like a white wolf. So, like,
Yes.
has his armour grown bigger?
No. He's just wearing pelts.
Okay.
Big white wolf pelt
How
over
big's
his
the
shoulders.
fucking wolf he killed?
As it's taking the hits in the side and trying to get at. But the plates of armour that's attached to the back of the arm are holding off its teeth.
I thought he was just wearing pelts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got pelts and bits of armour here and there too.
That's what I'm asking about is, does he look like he's wearing armour that has grown with him?
No.
Or has he
No,
got
not at all.
patch
Small-
mark of smaller pieces
Yeah,
of armour?
small patch.
That's
Small
what I'm
patch.
asking.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Sorry. So first, anyone wishing to advance upon it must do a terror test, difficulty 4.
Are we doing that?
Well,
Or
we
are
are
we?
doing-
It's a shoot. Well, if you're going across the planks,
Wait, so
Okay,
what's
so
terror
go
rolled
with
against
planks.
just willpower or
it's
cool?
a cool test.
Cool test.
That's the
Oh,
thing
4
I don't
successes
have to
by
roll,
me.
right?
Done.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
7 successes.
Nice.
7 successes.
So I can see 6 successes.
8 successes.
8 successes.
No,
Come on,
9
bro.
Holy
successes.
shit!
I think
You're goddamn bloody heroes!
I may fix this roll. Because that's a fumble and I don't want to wet myself and go ruffling and screaming.
Everyone else runs except for
so-
Birdie.
So I'm going to make
I mean,
that-
cats and dogs, right?
Yeah,
If
quite.
you crit it,
Yeah.
Crit it.
So I'm going to make it a 7.
So you're now immune
Yeah.
to everything that it causes. It gives off, now that we're slightly closer, its own light.
Crikey.
And it seems to be bleeding from more than just the wounds that the white wolf has inflicted upon it. The collar causes it to bleed. The chains that are attached into the back of its legs are spiked inwards also, causing it to bleed.
Poor doggy.
I think I
Sure.
know what the chat might be saying.
Sure. Nice. The big, really big white wolf with his enormous freaking hammer is just continuing to lay into it. It appears to almost be passive in how it's taking it, or it's being held in place. It's difficult to tell. For those of you who are at the front, how do you intend to approach? Are we going to approach quickly and storm the planks? Which, might be dangerous given they're just planks.
Yeah.
Are we going to go one at a time? Are we going to creep so that those things don't see
Yeah,
you?
we don't want to be spotted.
Okay,
and
so-
engaging stealth ether. as
Yeah,
well.
yep, good.
But if they're both locked in combat, they're not going to.
They're not the only ones.
Well,
though, so-
I mean, a thought occurred to me. Are they locked in combat, or is the white wolf just holding it?
Playing
Like
with
you'd
it.
hold a dog before you let it go.
I mean, he's hitting him.
I don't smack my dog
Yeah,
with
but-
a hammer. As
Yeah,
well.
but
These are
your
bad
dog
guys.
isn't
one of these. Maybe
a
likes
chaos
it.
dog.
Maybe
I
that's
mean,
the
you can
equivalent
be
of
pretty
Yeah,
feisty.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's the equivalent of patting it. It's the only way they can feel it.
Right, so
Stealth, I think, is the approach.
for those who are at the front, what's your plan?
should we tie up?
You're at the back.
Yeah, we're at the front.
I mean, Leopold's carrying on, but like at a slightly cautious pace.
Okay, you're carrying on. Sakinski will go by Elric's lead, so we'll wait to see what Elric does.
We'll try and go. Yeah,
You're just
we
going to
need
try
to
and
notice.
you're going to basically try and stealth your way across the bit and then tuck your way to the side.
As like
Unobtrusive
slightly
as possible.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Casual.
Okay, making your way across there, do yourself a stealth test. I'm going to do a test. Nice. Good.
Is it stealth ether?
Pardon?
Is it stealth
pretty
ether?
bad.
Yes, it is stealthy.
Woohoo! One extra point.
I'm just gonna fix my
Nuts.
roll
Nice.
to 44.
Perfect. Okay, one crit roll. We'll get D100 again. Again.
Nice.
Successes.
No.
Nice. As you go across.
I re-rolled it and I passed.
How many successes?
I mean, none, but I passed.
Good. Next, are definitely quiet night.
Stealth.
Silent night.
But I mean, if it's stealth,
Oh,
nice.
Well, I
Good
don't.
job.
I only have stealth on the ground, so is it just like?
Or it just
flat?
uses your base agility.
My base agility is 40, so I've just missed it by
A tiny
0.8.
failure.
But
Okay, sounds good to me.
Clomp.
Okay, Sakinski will go across.
Geralt.
Yep. Then across there. That then leaves our trailers, those who are lagging back. You three? Who's going first?
Can you just tap Gerhardt and make him better at everything?
It's not athletics. It's
Who's going first?
No, it's the same.
it's
I mean, you
agility.
should be one of the best at this.
Yeah, but I was thinking I might risk a blessing, so that.
You don't have to do it. It's okay.
Are you sure?
I'm logically behind them. I'm waiting for them to go across, so I will be last, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm hiding. And also I've got
You standing
silent
still
step.
dancing.
So who's going
Yeah.
first? That's all I care about, not who's last.
I can whisper blessings, right? So I don't
Oh,
have to
yeah,
like.
you-
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
So I will do a blessing of 14.
Calling down a god into this place. I like it. Go for it.
Yay!
You are evil! You are pure evil!
Do you test?
That's 5 successes.
Sweet. The fight stops.
Are we
But-
hidden?
Does it
But-
work?
But does it work?
Okay.
The fight stops as the just grinds to a halt, and the of its head twists round and looks directly towards your direction.
Yay! Run, everyone!
What blessing did we use?
It's great for a place with fortune.
Blessing of fortune. Love it. Okay, you were successful. And I presume you've passed how many successes? How many?
I had 5 successes.
So, but you're only beside Gerhardt, so I presume that'd be you and Gerhardt, and that'd be about it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, unless Elementa wife is close.
Oh,
I
no,
can't.
she's ranged out
I
back.
also can't benefit from
Yes,
a
you
blessing
can.
of fortune.
Okay, well then that's good.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so that's the
I'm
pair
also
of you.
hiding.
What does it do?
Lovely.
Reverse or reroll your
Okay.
next fail.
Cool.
So now you get that stealth check.
Okay, so first,
Uh-huh.
I would like from both of you a stealth aether test.
So just agility.
It's just-
Ooh, you're probably going to make it. I rolled 96. I have actually failed a test that's almost impossible to fail.
Just a straight up pass. I just straight
You passed. I have failed by literally
Also
0.
83, so I can reverse it. So
Just your
I
ability.
have 5 because of I
5.
have
So
2 silence.
the demon spots neither of you, but knows that you're in the area. But the white wolf, now it's just stealth rural.
Okay.
I don't have stuff.
Chew a piece of corn.
I'm just a farmer!
I ain't seen no suspicious control
Correct! Ronaldo's on your side.
So, is he like to reroll?
Reverse or reroll?
Oh. I will re-roll.
Well, assuming the White Wolf passed, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes!
I mean,
Successes?
0.
0, huh?
Did you reroll how many successes your crit is? Sage.
Oh,
For you.
no, I didn't.
Not going to matter in this case, the crit's enough. As the fight,
10.
Could
Yes.
spend a fortune point and buff it up by
you
1.
certainly bloody could.
Will that help? Please tell me.
go on.
Go on. You've been really mean
Well.
this week.
Will it help? Will it make things better than they were previously? Yes.
I'll do that then. I'll
Good.
boost
Like
by
it.
1.
Yeah. I've got 13 successes if that helps.
As the
She
pair
got enough stealth that she can like cover him.
twist round
You're a
and
log.
as they come to a halt on the other side, you both drop down fast, trying to take what cover you can by these crazed crystals and the bits of rock by the planks that extend over, with the rest of you barring yourself, who's hanging back, sitting on the other side by the wall, looking over at them, ducking down, going, "Oh no, the sounds have stopped in there."
I'm covering
Oh,
them,
no.
remember. So I'm aiming at that white wolf.
You'll need to move if you do that. Move into its line of sight.
Okay, I'll wait to see if it
See if it
charges,
comes out.
and if it does, I'll take a shot.
The large hound is thrown down to the ground. You hear that from where you're hiding, going, "Uh-oh." The hound rolls a bit as the knight sprints. Hammer swirling. And it's proper big. In that, there's Yume. There's the knight.
It's 2 whole birdies.
I mean, we've got one silver lining. Is maybe he'll run heavily, the plank will bounce, he'll break it and plummet into the chasm.
Yeah, maybe.
He might. He's that big, he might.
Yeah.
So, what does he do? He comes and he leaps.
Or he might just leap over the chasm. He also might just leap over the chasm.
He probably has wings.
Why are there flags?
Oh, no, no,
Cool.
You are normally one of the taller people in the room. There's you. There's this big thing, and it's bounding out, and it's about to land between those two. You now can see it. If you wish to take a shot, you can.
Could she see it whilst it was over?
No?
In the air.
Reverse?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, a mid-air critical would be
I'm
pretty
just going to
awesome.
have to mid-air critical.
Oh, she's going to use her crit! Oh!
I get advantage automatically with my elf arrows.
Yep.
So that means that my skill is 84.
84, and you
It's
don't have
got-
time to aim, so you're not going to get benefit.
It's
Is
got
it-
accurate, damaging, impale, penetrating, and precise, which means I want a 7,
No, you can take 80.
80.
80.
80.
Hey, but is it a large creature? Does that give a bonus? Because you're saying it's
That's
like
good.
so
Yeah.
big.
I'm gonna give you a
So
bonus
90.
just because it's more
So
fun.
90.
Let's do it on the 90. Okay, because I love that.
So I need
That's
to
just cool.
He's fine.
Like,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
don't
Sorry,
have
go
to-
back.
Ah!
Yeah. He snatches your arrow and eats it.
Aye.
He has a new piercing.
9. Another 9 on top
What's
of
the last
9.
roll?
18.
69.
69, so that's 96 for where you hits the leg. So it's not surprising because it's so freaking high up. As you pull back and then
But as I crit, can I not choose to hit it in the head?
no, that's not how it works.
But no,
But they
but
couldn't-
it wasn't a crit in that sense. It was a 90. So it
No,
actually.
but the last roll is the one that chooses.
why
what
would
it
you do
hits.
second roll when it's not technically?
It's always the last roll. When you do a
defeats
crit,
the purpose.
the last roll.
Could it hit the leg that it goes to put down first so it slips?
We'll see. Ping! As the arrow flies out towards this enormous cultist of corn. I mean, Ulrich. I mean, definitely Ulrich.
This might be an example where it's a chaos cultist that you could perhaps use etiquette cultist.
Oh, yeah.
An important
Good
point.
evening, sir.
I have a silver
I also am a
claw.
cultist.
I've come bringing the word of renown.
Would you like
It
to gather?
lands heavily, its first foot right beside you. Its foot landing right by you, causing the ground to shake. The ground to shake. Right by where you are also. It causes a terror test as it lands. Can I please have from both of you a cool test? This is for the wolf. It is not. This is for the
It was for the wolf.
Falcon, not for the wolf. So you do need to make this test. The difficulty in this one is 2.
It's fine.
I might
Well,
have
success.
to.
Good stuff. Nice.
That's right, you're good at calling.
Yeah, I need to reroll.
70.
So like
That
A
means it
reroll.
goes to hand. That means
Daddy.
it goes.
76.
Yeah, is he a noble?
That means it goes to
Well,
hand.
white wolves are originally.
Plus one
If you've got any 40 points
Nice
left,
one.
you can spend it to pump it up.
But is that gonna be helpful?
Yeah,
How many
terror
have you got?
test 2.
2.
It's 2.
Oh,
Yeah, so
then
yes,
yes.
it's
In which
just-
case, I will use the other one.
Will that
too.
take you to 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, that means we can react. As it lands, skids into place, and the arrow arcs directly towards its left bollock.
It's huge.
And we will see
Pendulous.
exactly how bad that is next week.